Yo, what is up, everybody? Shout out to the anime heads in the house. Shout out to the folks watching over there on Anime Heads. I appreciate you guys, man. We are starting to build that channel up, and that channel is starting to get some traction. So thank you, everybody over there on Anime Heads. Of course, we simulcast anime nights with Anime Heads with the DA's channel. I thank all of you guys, wherever you're watching it from. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us tonight on Anime Nights. All right. It's the new night. All right. Wednesday nights. We're going to try this for a couple of weeks to see how it works. Because let's be honest, man, you know, Fridays sometimes can be a little bit difficult for everybody to come in, check up with us, see what's going on. It's like, man, DA, I got a hot date. You know, I can't come with you guys today. You know, I got a date, or, you know, maybe just hanging out with friends, whatever it is that you're doing. You know, it's like, okay, let's try Wednesday nights and see how that works. So everybody, thank you very much for being here, man. Get over there and sub to Anime Heads if you have not done so. Anime Heads, that's ultimately where this stream is going to end up. Okay, I'm kind of trying to soft launch it, like we're going to start it here, but ultimately it's going to move over to Anime Heads. That is the anime stream, my son's channel. I'll be doing commentary on there as well. But you know, he's got a couple of videos up right now. He's watching Demons of the Shadow Realm, which I think is just an absolutely fantastic anime so far. Loving the hell out of that. So he's watching that, and you know, along with some other things that we're going to be you know, doing on that channel. So look, lots to come, man, lots to come. But I appreciate everybody that's here. 18 folks in the chat. Make sure you smash that like button if you have not done so already. Okay, and I appreciate everybody doing what they do to help build these channels up and get us all moving, grooving in the right direction. Eventually, like I said, once Anime Heads is built up completely, man, we got so many plans. You would not believe the amount of plans that we have for that channel. And I would love for you guys to be the day ones. All right. It's like, oh man, I was subscribed to Anime Heads when they wasn't even monetized yet. You know, I want y'all to be a part of that because you guys support me. So get over there, sub up if you haven't. And you know, I'm thinking about doing something like a special token for those that are all in the mix. When we finally go live at 500 subs. I'm thinking about doing something special. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. You know, it might be like a special little coin, like, you know, like saying, oh, we're going to create some coins and give it out to all the folks that was there from the very beginning, you know, because I want to recognize that support from the very beginning. A lot of people say, oh man, I was with you. It's like, bro, you checked in last week, you know, but those that rocked with us from the very beginning, that got us up off the ground, I definitely want to do something. So I'm thinking about like a little Anime Heads coin, something to that effect, just to kind of, you know, say thank you to the folks that was there from the very, very get-go. All right. Oh, look at that, man. It says here, if Anime Heads gets to 500, DA will drop a Vigilantes video essay. Fat chance, name. It's not happening. Nope. Sorry. Yes, indeed. But look, let me go ahead and bring them out. We got the homies hanging out with us. First up, a man that needs absolutely zero introduction. It's Brandon, the anime guy. What's up, Brandon? How's it going, brother?
It's going all right. How are you doing, DA?
And it's been a long time, man. We haven't had you on in a minute, bro, but it's so good to see you back. Yeah. We got a lot to talk about, Brandon.
Yes, we do.
A lot to talk about, man. I really want to get into this globalization debate. Because I think it's a very interesting one. There's good and there's bad when it comes to the globalization of anime. How anime is just spreading all over the globe. Everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie at this point. You know, these studios, or excuse me, these like Netflix and Crunchyroll, they're paying top tier dollar to spread anime out. But there's a catch. They're like, oh, we might get some censorship that comes along with that. You know, so it's like, is it really a good thing? You know?
They'd love to spread their tentacles in places that we don't want them to go.
Sometimes we like tentacles, but not this time, right?
Not that time. No, not that way.
No, indeed. All right, let's go. And look, we're going to have a deep conversation about that. We also want to talk about Kodansha. Bro, these guys are up to no good. I don't know what's going on with Kodansha right now, but it's not a good thing, man. Let's bring some more cats out here. Name, of course. Name. How's it going, man?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Name.
Hi. What's up, man? What's up, Brandon? What's up, DA? How you guys been? I've just been in the cave binging Gundam because the movie's coming up. But it's not a bad binge. It's a really good binge. There's some really cool stuff I think you guys would like. So you guys still have a little bit of time if you want to catch up.
When is that movie out?
May 15th.
May 15th. Ooh, time is running short.
Yeah, I don't have that type
that'd
of
be
time.
a tough one. That would be a tough one to binge at this late hour. I probably should have started it, when you first told us. It's like, but it is what it is.
Hey, there's a lot of anime to watch. I don't blame you. There's a lot of anime to watch. There's bangers, this season, previous seasons.
Yeah, there's always
too little time. Man. There's not enough time in the world.
No chance at all at that. Also coming to the stage, we got Stacy Gardner. Stacy.
What's up, guys?
What's happening, man?
Yeah, it's been a
just got off work and
yeah. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, so the I guess the what's the word I'm looking for? The itinerary. That's it. The itinerary for the night is very, very packed. I hope you guys have your hot takes hats on. All right, because
I've got one, and
I know you do.
Oh yeah,
I know you do.
Well, here's one out of left field.
All right,
I don't like Demons of the Shadow.
Let's cook.
I don't like it.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Interesting. All right. Why is that?
Something about it that I just can't quite put the finger on, and I think it's the same thing that I don't go to Full Metal Alchemist. There's just something about the way it is that just doesn't jive with me. So yeah, okay. I was one and done.
Fair enough. Look, I always say this, and this is something I believe with all my heart. Everything isn't for everybody. All right.
Yeah.
Everything ain't for everybody. What I love, like one man's music is another man's noise, right? You hear that all the time. So what I love is going to be different than what Brandon loves, what Name loves, what Stacy loves. Like we all have our own things, but that's the beauty of this community and this group. It's like, hey, you love it. I don't love it, but it's all right because we're all going to find something that we do like, or maybe we could just, explain it in such a passionate way that we might, win some people over or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But the beauty of it is that anime has something for everybody. And that's what I love about it. All right. There's things that you guys absolutely praise. And I said, just like Brandon, I gave it a shot. Wasn't for me, but I can tell you, man, I'm loving Demons of the Shadow Realm. What are you guys watching right now? Brandon, we haven't heard from you in a minute. What are you watching right now? What's on your list of watches? And all right, yep. There you go. Brandon always has it ready to go.
Yeah, I got the list up.
Always has it ready to go. All right, what are we watching, Brandon?
All right, I'm watching The Warrior Princess and the Barbaric King. That first episode, the way it ended, it was I'm surprised that Crunchyroll showed as much as they did, but I do like it. It's a good one.
Okay. All right.
The Drops of God. This is different.
That's so good.
Yes, it is really good.
Yes.
I'm watching Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star. The animation may be but man, the story is peak manga recreation with enhancements. Yeah, it's excellent. Bookworm. Yeah, it's Bookworm. It's awesome. Kusanogi's Garden of the Gods. This is one that I traded out one of the shows for this, and I like this. This is the type of just little different slice of life, Japanese mythology, Shintoism mixed in with it, and I like it. Nice. Wistoria, yeah, it's awesome.
I've been
Farming
watching
Life or
really cool Wistoria.
Wholesome Harem, yes. Wholesome Harem keeps going. Witch Hat Atelier. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this one. This one has got all the right people wound up and all the wrong people wound up, and the things that they're wound up about make me scratch my head. But
we are going to talk about Witch Hat. We got a big topic on that one.
Oh yeah, and let's see. The Most Heretical Last Boss Queen. Yeah, it's my one villainous show of the season. I liked the first season. Pardon the Intrusion, I'm Home. I didn't think this one would get a U.S. release, but Crunchyroll picked it up at the last minute. That first episode made me laugh my ass off, so yeah, I'm going to keep with it. Nice. Gals Can't Be Kind to an Otaku. I haven't started it yet, but from everything I've seen, yeah, I'm going to laugh at it. The same with Always a Catch. And then I was told I have to watch this particular Chinese release, and I've previewed it 3 times. And I've finally been convinced to do it. So it's got 8 episodes out. It looks like it's on a mini hiatus because it hasn't been dropped down from here to here. So yeah.
Okay.
That is what's on the list for this season. Nice.
Name other than the binging that you're doing with Gundam, what are you watching currently?
I'm watching. I became friends with the second prettiest girl in class. I'm watching Go For It Nakamura-kun. Okay. I'm watching Farming Life in Another World season 2, Drops of God. Let's see, The Ramparts of Ice. I need to start Rooster Fighter. That one's been out for a while. I'm a little behind. Yeah. I'm watching Gals Can't Be Nice to Otaku as well. The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten season 2. Snowball Earth, Witch Hat Atelier, Demons of the Shadow Realm, and Yuzakura Family season 2.
And you're loaded. You're loaded this season.
What you got, Stacy?
Actually watching, still finishing up season 3 of Slime. I know season 4 has got about 4 episodes out right now, so I'm whetting my appetite on that. Nice. In the middle of rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh from the very beginning, and I still cannot believe how dark the manga is compared to the anime, which I'm like, okay, I can understand it, but I'm like, can't we get some of that, please? Yeah. Like, for example, in case no one here has seen it, this is the only time I'm going to give a spoiler, but at this point, you should have seen it. In the anime, if you watch the Japanese version, Bandit Keith has a gun pointed right towards Pegasus' head. English for kids, the gun is gone. However, in the manga, Bandit Keith actually plays a penalty game by Pegasus.
Oh,
yeah. Here's the funny thing. Bandit Keith is not holding the gun. Pegasus actually uses shadow magic to turn his finger into the gun.
What?
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Next one, Bakura. You ever hear the phrase Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? This one works. Bakura, normally, nice guy. The Millennium Ring challenged Pegasus to a shadow game after he had already lost to Yugi in the Shadow Realm. He ripped his Millennium Eye out while he was alive.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
All right. That's pretty intense. So you're enjoying that?
Massively intense.
Yeah. Also, watching Fairy Tail. Just started Frieren. I've only watched 1 episode of that, and I'm already loving it.
Okay. You finally started Frieren, huh?
Finally jumped in on Frieren. Good work, sir. We finally convinced him.
Yes. And I would assume that if you liked it that much, you probably see what it's going for.
I'm getting a grasp of it.
Good.
But like I said, I've only seen 1 episode, so I'm expecting to go into it slowly.
I wish I could go back and watch it again for the first time. It's really good, man. You're going to love it. It is an absolute ride. All right. For me, Demons of the Shadow Realm, of course, I'm loving it. I'm also watching Witch Hat. Wistoria, I did get caught up. Well, actually almost caught up. I'm towards the end of the last season. So I'm almost ready to get into season 2. Dr. Stone, season 4, I'm watching that. And then what else? Oh, Drops of God. I'm watching Drops of God. Drops of God is excellent, man. I am loving that one, man. That one's really good. Marriage Toxin. Caught that, enjoying that so far. It's a little weird, but okay, I'm with it so far. The Liar Game, which is I guess the precursor. It was like a kind of a precursor to Squid Game. This is kind of where the Squid Game writer got some of his influence from, was Liar Game. Liar Game is really good. And then I'm doing a rewatch of Black Clover. And what else? There was another one that I was rewatching. Oh no, I just started on Cheat Skill in Another World. My nephew said you got to watch that. Cheat Skill in Another World is awesome. All right, there's no other word to say it, man. It is absolutely awesome. I'm loving that. So that's it. Yeah, but and Snowball Earth. Snowball Earth is another one that I'm checking out. So yeah, some really good anime out there right now. I'm enjoying the hell out of anime at this point, man. All of it is working perfectly. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I thought we'd start with a little funny story because sometimes I do this on the nightcap. I said, let me start with a funny story over here on Anime Nights. And this one, man, some people bring work, bring their passion to work. I'm one of these guys, man. I bring my nerdiness straight to work. All right. It's like there's a One Piece flag at my desk right behind me. I bring all of my otaku-ness to work with me. And apparently so does this guy here. We got a Japanese fire sergeant who was suspended after creating 10 different do-it-yourself board games and forcing colleagues to play with him while on duty. This is an absolutely wild story. This is Japan all the way. All right. This is Japan all the way. And this is a major story right now in Japan, apparently, man, because this guy. Yes. I got clicked and linked to this by so many different sources. And I'm like, this is a big story right now that this guy, because, Japan is a different, it's about honor. Hey, do a good job. Suppose the work culture is a little different over there. It's about being on time. It's about being punctual. It's about doing what it is you're supposed to do. And I guess this fire sergeant, he's like, look, I'm bringing my passion to work with me. All right. Apparently, he created his own board games, and then he forced colleagues to play the games. And if they didn't play the game, let me get to this part. All right. So it says, let me just read through this. Japanese users are intrigued by this unusual details of a case in which a fire sergeant reportedly coerced coworkers into playing his home brew board games. You cannot. Japan is a country you cannot make up. All right. You couldn't make this up. So news recently broke out that disciplinary action was taken against a fire sergeant and 9 other staff members of a fire department in Japan after they played board games while on duty, and the public has been equal parts appalled and intrigued by the case. As reported by these two guys, Mainichi Shimbun and Asahi Shimbun, the Inazawa City Fire Department and the Aichi Prefecture announced on April 10 that it had suspended a fire sergeant in his 40s for 1 month for coercing his colleagues into participating in board games while on duty, and issued written reprimands to the 9 crew members who participated. This went on between July 24 and January of 25, with the fire sergeant reportedly forcing his colleagues to participate in board games he had created himself using rules modeled after various card and word-based games. The crew members who had to spend even their nap breaks on the board, they couldn't take a nap break. All right. The crew members had to spend their nap breaks playing his board games, while employees, look at this, employees who refused received the cold shoulder from the fire sergeant. So if you said, nah, I don't want to play these stupid games, you got the cold shoulder. All right. And who knows how that might have affected you on the job. Remember, these are people that are supposed to be fighting fires. They're supposed to be taking care of business, fighting fires, protecting the community. He's got them playing board games. I guess there's not a lot of fires in Japan. I don't know, but I just found this story absolutely hilarious. And I really respect his commitment to his craft. All right. To the fact that, hey, I'm making these board games. I'm not just going to play them by myself. You guys are part of this. You're part of this firehouse. You're playing these games with me. This is absolutely insane stuff. But yeah, I love stories like this. I don't know if you guys had any reactions or comments to that.
Well, forcing them to play, and then if they say no, cold shoulder, that's not cool. Had they just willingly done it, it probably would have been fine. Having them do it during the nap breaks, no. But I do like what's written down there is another participant was the fire chief. The chief was even getting in on it. But I guess a little further down it says there was no gambling. And that's what made everything even more curious. It's a testing ground for the guy. It sounds like he's got a second career, possibly trying to come up. I don't see any problem with him playing and asking them if they want to, but coercing, no. Don't know if he deserved a month, but I do find this whole thing just hilarious.
Hilarious, man. Again, I respect the commitment to his passions. You know, like I said, I bring my passions to work to it, but I wouldn't make someone, you know, play the games with me, man. I think that's absolutely insane. All right, but I thought that was just hilarious, man. A good way to start the show. And then also, I also wanted to let you guys in on this. I talked about this on the nightcap. Live action Legend of Zelda is coming, and we got our first look at Link, and this absolutely looks amazing, man. This looks absolutely amazing. And a lot of people wanted this to be, you know, animated. Said, hey, give us animated Legend of Zelda. Nah, we're just going to go ahead and give you the live action version, and we're going to make it look dope as fuck. This absolutely looks incredible. I'm going to zoom in on it just a little bit for you guys to see it a little bit better. This is amazing. And I hope the tone of the movie matches this look right here, because Link looks like he's about ready to tear somebody up. This looks great, man. So what did y'all think? What do y'all think of this look for Link in the Legend of Zelda live action?
I want to go first if it's okay with you guys. I want to go ahead and first go with the Fire Chief. As I've always said when I watch the anime of Ari Ferretta or I listen to the light novel, time and place, just like when that perverted dragon Teal Claris, time and place. Okay. Now, as for this, I will admit I'm not a Legend of Zelda fan. I've played some of the games. I usually give every game at least one try.
Sure.
I'm not a fan of it, but I will say this: I will actually get back into the games if they stick to this look, because this actually looks very epic.
Looks amazing, right? Yeah. Name, are you a big Zelda fan?
No, but I've seen, like, you know, bro, I'm uncultured, okay? I need to start playing, but this might make me start playing. But I know, like, Zelda fans are some of the most passionate out there. And I think, you know, it's an unpopular, like, choice, but I think live action was the way to go, because first of all, I think there's a fantasy gap that's being left unfulfilled, paused by Rings of Power, by all, like, you know, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, maybe, when that, you know, was it House of the Dragon, you know, that stuff is, like, you know, turning up to be, like, subpar at best. So this kid, like, you know, I feel like there's a power vacuum, and they could fill it if this is good. And also, if they're trying to get this Nintendo Cinematic Universe going, they can't just keep waiting on Illumination for like 2-3 years to crank out another movie. They need to start experimenting with, like, different formats. Like we saw in does it count as a spoiler now? Like Star Fox, when they introduced him in the Mario movie, he had like a whole anime scene. Like if you're playing around with different style, that was really cool. Like I think they can really, like, get this universe together if they experiment with different styles and then, like, find some kind of, like, weird and wacky way to like blend it together for the Smash movie. I think they got hit on their hands, but they got to make sure the quality is right. And I think the first big quality check was the Zelda casting. So that, you know, that's one checkpoint, but let's just see how, like, you know, what does the trailer look like? You know, what is Ganondorf going to look like? Like, I want to see what all the fantastical elements look like before I pass, like, final judgment.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. We still have to wait to see the whole thing and maybe a trailer. But this is a good starting point, you know. Brandon, big Zelda fan or no?
No, but my love of Zelda ends with the Link to the Past. That is by far the perfect game. Out of all the games that could be considered perfect in this series, that is it. Because they've gone back to it this many times.
Yeah.
So the look of this, this is the perfect look. Not R-rated dark, but not PG-rated cartoony. This, I think, will strike the perfect chord at the PG-13 level. He looks perfect as Link. He's got his Master Sword there and everything else. And it, if they do it right, they're gonna, you know, the money go burr for the printer.
Well, the thing is, I think they have a good chance of doing it because Nintendo is not one of those companies that will just let you do whatever you want with their properties.
Well, that's true.
So,
yeah.
For better or worse, that's true.
Yeah. So I think right now the way Nintendo's probably looking at this, they're like, dude, if you keep staying on stuff like this, we will let you do whatever you want as long as you make that money printer work.
That's right.
Correct
My
me
only
if I'm
concern
wrong.
is that it's a Sony studio.
Yeah, I
That's
was
my
about to say
concern.
that, Brandon.
Yeah,
Like, it's produced by Sony,
you're
so like,
right.
how much like sway do they have? Like, isn't Avi Arad like a producer on this? I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
I know,
I,
like,
think,
he's
I
got a
believe
lot
he
of
is.
pull.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the
Yeah,
case,
that's
then-
always the question when you're dealing with Hollywood at all now, right? You know,
Mhm.
it's like, how they gonna do? Like, you know, again with the Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto has been involved heavily, and that's helped. You know, it's like when your original creators are involved and they have like a say-so in the mix, okay, then it might actually work out okay. So we'll have to see. You know, again, I'm cautiously optimistic because of the look from this. But we do have to see how it all shakes out. All right,
Yep.
let's get on. We got a lot of topics, guys, man. We got a whole lot of topics. And I want to start with this, all right? The business of anime is absolutely booming, all right? Absolutely booming. I actually covered this a little bit but on the nightcap, but I wanted to bring it to you guys. A new Nielsen report makes it clear underestimating anime is bad business. And basically what they're saying is that anime is absolutely crushing it right now. They keep growing by leaps and bounds year after year after year. And what they're really saying is that the actual fans of anime, they spend money. All right. These guys spend money. They're not a niche audience that you could just kind of overlook and forget. You know, they go on and talk about it somewhere here, you know, saying, yeah, anime fans over index on gaming and content creation. Okay. So at a 1-to-1, you know, anime fans, they're blowing up the spot for gamers, you know, content creators. They're locked in with that. There's a lot of audience influence. 60% of anime watchers are the primary income earners in their household. All right. That rises to 68% among millennial anime fans. Nearly 25% of millennial fans earn over $100,000 annually. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money from the anime audience. And obviously, what does that mean? Oh, there's a lot of influence. And guess what? There's also going to be a lot of eyes on, hey, we want some anime over here. Netflix is buying up a lot of anime. They're getting a lot of titles. Crunchyroll obviously is doing what they do. You're starting to see studios say we want to do live action adaptations, so on and so forth. This is going to lead, of course, into our conversation about globalization, later on. But just speaking about the audience of anime, how does this affect, in your opinion, what anime, it becomes? Like what happens now that the audience is, everybody's starting to recognize that the audience for anime is the next generation, like, your millennials, your Zoomers, and your Gen Alpha?
Well, that would depend on what they do with it. For example, like if you have play anime on your servers, or you make something of it, as long as you stay true to what it is and you basically come up with merchandise from that adaptation, you're going to make money. But if you sit there and you try to come up with something and put it in the anime, then that like turns a lot of people off. You're going to lose more money than you ever thought you could. For example, if they did decide to make a live action adaptation of, let's say, Akame ga Kill, they can't put nobody in there who does not know Tatsumi, who does not know Akame, Najinda, Leone. They can't put anybody in there. They can't do that because one, those are the top 5. Those are like the top 4 or 5 characters right there. You can't have nobody rubbing elbows with those 4 and think that they're gonna win just by being there. No, you gotta have to basically have them getting their asses kicked or something just like that. Because other than that, hey, good luck.
Name,
what do you think, man?
Bro, I just want to say, fucking, when you scrolled past that graph with like the demographic breakdown, I was laughing my ass off, because what the fuck does AANPH stand for, bro? Like, they just.
So I discovered it. It's Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander.
Bro, oh my God.
They could have just said Pacific Rim.
Right. Yeah. Pacific Rim would have been just fine. But yeah. So I think there's probably this is what Nielsen is capturing. I think there's probably, more even diversity than even this. But when you just think about the money that's in, anime right now, it's all coming from the fans. And what's crazy is we talk about piracy, we talk about who's not buying what, but it does still show up eventually somewhere down the line that, even though, people may not, may pirate things, they're also purchasers. They also buy a lot of things. Pirates spend money too. They spend all the money.
Yeah, I personally know a few people. They really love anime to the point where like, they run the risk of like going a little overboard on their credit card every month just because like they love it so much. Like my friend, like he usually like he tries not every anime expo. Like I tell him, man, you got to set a budget because like. You're gonna go overboard, and he's like, I'm not gonna go overboard this year, and then he ends up buying like a little more than extra because he's like, dude, I just love anime, man. Like, I see all these things that I'm a fan of, and I'm just like, I just want to get it, and maybe like other like people have better impulse control, but like, I think, we're in a generation where everything like starting to become digital, and I think like now anime fans, like especially my generation, they want something tangible. Like, they're trying to buy the Blu-rays, they're trying to buy the manga, they're trying to buy like figurines, like all that stuff. Because we're so used to everything being online and like, access at the snap of a finger. But then like, now you're starting to see like, oh, what if you take this title off of my streaming service? Or like, what if like they're not translating this manga? So it's just like, I might as well just like buy it and like, figure it out myself. So like I think that also contributes to like the sales, like this desire from like Gen Z it's kind of like the pendulum swinging back, they're trying to force us to like go all digital. And then they're just like, nah, we still want to go to theaters. We still want to buy things. We still want to like, have something to call our own. So I think that also contributes to the sales. And that's like, they
keep saying you will own nothing and be happy, but people want to own things. They like things and they want to own them. And they don't want you to take it from them. So yeah, like physical media. Like what movie? I was looking for a movie one of these days. One day I was looking for a movie. I was trying to watch something and I couldn't find it anywhere online. I couldn't find it on any streaming service. I could have went out and purchased, like, I think on Amazon, I could have rented it for $3.99 or whatever, but I didn't feel like doing that. I was just trying to watch. I have all these streaming services, that I have to pay for, and it wasn't on any of them. And I was like, golly, man, like, but that's the thing. Then they isolate you. You're just like, okay, now you're forced to buy it. Okay. So it's like, okay, if I own it, then I have it on DVD or Blu-ray. And it's like, all right, fine. But what if they stop making, physical media? Then what? All right. Now you're forced to go to them to get this shit. So yeah, I highly recommend physical media as many places as you can get it. Because it does look like that day is coming where they're basically going to squeeze us all out. We're not going to be able to have anything anymore. It's kind of sucks. Okay. That was that topic. That was just a quick one. I just thought that was really interesting that, anime fans are pretty much growing up and starting to take over the marketplace when it comes to purchases and everything like that. Here's something a little bit more interesting. All right, let's talk about piracy. So we all have our opinions on piracy. I'm not telling anybody how to feel about it one way or another. But the Gachiakuta mangaka, all right, Kei Urana, has been discussing this very topic. And then we're going to hear from another individual who's the Battle Scar creator. He has a difference of opinion. But look, Kei Urana says, I've spent the past few days researching the circumstances in different countries, including financial situations. I understand that for many people, pirate sites are the only way they can read manga. I also understand that prices can be higher overseas. I've even seen people saying, don't bring this issue up. But if we do not speak up now, the value of Japanese manga and creative works built through the sacrifices and relentless efforts of those who came before us will be wasted. I've also seen people say reading for free doesn't hurt sales. That is not true. Free lowers the value of things. Once people grow used to getting something for free, they stop looking toward legitimate versions. I also understand people who truly love a work will support it properly. We pour ourselves into creating so readers can enjoy our work. Compensation matters, of course, but more than anything, I do not want to see its value diminish. to help people who cannot afford to buy it or who do not have the access to it enjoy these works. Ando and I have been discussing this for a long time and exploring many ideas. I cannot share details yet, but we are working on it. Publishers are making efforts as well. I'm sorry if it's taking time, but please stop hurling accusations like you are racist. Like that's what they all do. You don't like
stupid Westerner people.
Yeah,
Jeez.
This is the Western issue, by the way. It's 100% a Western issue.
Mhm.
Or saying misguided things like piracy is free promotion for you. We will
No,
continue to
it's
do
not.
everything we can so everyone can enjoy manga. And I ask one thing in return: please try to understand our perspective and our culture as well. And using a translation app. All right, so this thing went mega viral. You can see 5.9 million views.
Holy cow.
So basically, it's like, look, I know that some of you guys can't get your hands on some manga. All right, it's not available everywhere, and then sometimes the prices can be jacked up sky high. But we got to preserve Japanese culture. We got to take care of the creators. To say that it's free isn't hurting you is wrong, because anytime something's free, it does lower the value. Oh, it's free 99. You can just get it. So it's like, okay, then it's, it lowers what it's worth. So I just want to hear y'all thoughts on that, because there's a different take coming on the other side of this. Again, this is a manga creator, Gachiakuta creator. Your thoughts? Brandon, we'll start with you this time.
He's right. On all accounts, he's absolutely right.
That's a sheep.
I'm not afraid to say that I've had to don the straw hat every now and then, because things just either aren't available or, broke ass at one point. Mm-hmm. Whereas now, I can afford things a little more. I've got a few things that I've collected, but trying to collect manga, it's not the most expensive thing, but it's also not the least expensive thing. Omnibus is anywhere from $15 to $18. Long-running series, you're talking several $100s investment. I guess it wouldn't be quite so bad if the publishers, for the most part, weren't assholes, or if Sony wasn't assholes, or Crunchyroll wasn't assholes.
Yeah, let's drill it right down.
Yeah, if
Right.
these places that actually are the ones that are publishing and distributing, if they weren't such assholes about some things, it probably wouldn't be nearly as big a deal as it is.
Yeah.
So, in general, if you have the spare coin and you do like what they're doing, go buy the manga. Go when the season's through, and if they put it out on physical media, if you like it that much, get the physical media. Try to support them as much as you can. Much as you can. Don't put yourself in the debt over it or that, and if worse comes to worse, it sounds like they're working on like a subscription model or something to try and help combat it.
When she's saying, that they're working on things. Yeah, it says Ando and I have been discussing this for a long time, exploring many ideas. Like one of the things I know that large publishers probably have less of a problem because they can get their, mangas out there. It's not a problem. It's the small to medium sized publishers trying to get things, especially now that we're global, trying to get things to other countries. It's a lot of money. It's not cheap. And so trying to get something to another country so that everybody can, enjoy it. It's like, all right, if I live in, I'm just using an example, Spain. I know Spain is not an issue, but let's say I live in Spain and I'm trying to get a special, small publisher that created this manga, and I've heard about it and I want to read it, but it's not available because that small publisher cannot afford to globalize that manga. But there's a pirate out there. Oh, okay, let me pirate it then. See, that's part of the issue is that, large publishers, they don't really have these issues. It's really the small to medium publishers where it's going to be a large outtake of cost for them. I'm gonna save the pirate for last. I want to go to Stacy first because we're gonna let the pirate go last on this one. Stacy, your thoughts on this situation?
First off, I gotta feel I share nothing but respect for Kay, because she had to deal with bastards who just could not enjoy her work.
Gachiakuta. Let me just say this: the Gachiakuta fandom is probably like they're replacing My Hero, man. They replacing the My Hero fandom, man.
They're now
These
the worst.
People are disgusting. Nothing. Name. Slow down. I know. I see you reaching for your balls. Your mute button. I just to get that out there because those people are horrible, man. Absolutely trash. But anyway, go ahead, Stacey.
Put the 9 down, name. Yeah, but what she had to deal with her story, I'm like, I kind of feel bad for Syfax because if he ever goes to a place out in California where they're talking about Gachiakuta, I think he'll blow his top. I think he will. But as far as what she's talking about, I have to agree. Free actually does ruin it because then at that point, what's the use of even making it if like we're not getting anything out of it? That's a point that you as a writer, DA, could agree with. Me as a guy who's actually trying to create something, I'm not about to waste my time doing it for free because people like it. Because why? I like it, but the thing is this: I put it out there for consumption. And if I have to pay, and if there's like other people getting a piece of the pie off of my work, no, I better be getting some of that pie too. Otherwise, what's the use of the pie if you're using my stuff and I'm not even getting paid for it?
Yeah.
Now, as far as what she and this what was it, Endo are coming up with,
Endo.
If it's a way to try and get this stuff out here like direct to the customer, go for it. I will
direct
support
publishing.
It. Yeah. Do that. I will support any person who does that. If you make like the manga I'm into, like right now, I'm actually kind of upset with myself because I just stumbled across on High Dive about a good few months ago, Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon, and I'm like, it's a good series. I found volumes 1 to 3, and then 7 to 5 to 9, and I'm still can't find volume 4. So I understand the pain, but I'm not going to go pirate it. No, I want to support that person who made that book just so that way I can keep getting more of it.
Yeah, that is a problem. That's my problem with Sword Daddy. Volume 4 is not in print, and they haven't reprinted it. So if I want to complete my set, which is near complete, I'm going to be paying like $130 to $150, and I don't mind dropping the coin, but damn, I'm not dropping 150 on Sword Daddy.
That's wild. Wow.
Yeah, and they've got all the other ones except 4. Except that one.
Here's the thing. I will hit Barnes and Nobles, Books A Million. I will go to even Penguin Random House publishing websites. They will all have it for like $20, $40, $60. Amazon has like a brand new one through a third-party seller for $135. Volume 4. I'm like, no, I want that book, but I'm not about to drop $135 like that. Wow. Now, if someone said, okay, hey, look, Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon has a 20 volume set. Here's the 20 volumes, $140. I'll be like, you drive a hard bargain, sir.
That's 20 volumes, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
yeah.
Where's your chip reader?
Right. Let's go. Let's do it. All right, name. We already talked about this on the previous. All right. The country of Japan suffered a loss of 38 billion with a B dollars due to piracy of not just anime and manga, but also video games. So we don't know how much of that piece of the pie is directly related to manga or anime or video games. It's just the combined total. But Japan's obviously going to start addressing this. And the manga artists are saying, look, man, this ain't cool. This isn't cool. We need to do things differently. And we're trying to come up with solutions. And now, again, I always pick on you, but you can take it. You can deal with it. What is the solution, man? What is the solution? Is there a solution?
I think to me, like all of this I feel like it comes down to like the middleman. I think that is the biggest problem because you're seeing like all these like, short printing or like, even in like some other countries, like I was seeing some during these conversations, I was seeing like some Russians post like the manga that they like legally bought and pages are like blacked out or like they're censored, like, to fit in accordance with like the country's like laws or beliefs.
Yeah. And
that's just horrible because like you're trying to legally support it. And first of all, it's already like expensive because like, it's cheaper in Japan because like, it's in like country and they can just produce it. But when you like export it, if it's like, the original volume or like if you're just like translating it, there's a lot of like red tape and middlemen that you have to go through. And then like to see that they can't even get like, you know, they're paying all this money and they can't even get like the original vision because like, you know, of their government. I think that was really fucked up. But this has been like a really like big week of just conversation, and it's like good and bad because like Kagurabachi, like there's so much stuff that had she addressed it. Like she had a few follow-up posts. Some people were saying to her like they're saying like, you know, you should have like dropped another nuke on Japan, and that hit hard for her because she lives in Hiroshima. So it's like, you know, it's like, bro,
that's ridiculous, man. That's what I'm saying, man. The fans, bro, and it's these Western fans. They assholes with this, man.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know why, like, you know, people are so inflamed about this. Like, I think you get nowhere. Everyone's just screaming at each other. Like, she's clearly trying to like work towards a solution. Like, no author like usually addresses this stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure like they all know about it in the industry. They just like keep quiet about it because it's just like, you know, what can they do about it? Or like, you know, they don't want to alienate their fans. But she was one of the first big ones to really like address it head on and say like, hey, you know, I hear you guys. You know, I know like, you know, things are going on in your country that are making it hard for you to like get manga. I want to do something to make it easier because like, you know, I want you guys to do it legally, but I also want you guys to support the art as I want, you know, as I intended it for it to be. So it's a really complex situation. Like, and I saw like, you know, the Ando guy, I didn't send like his tweets, but he had a lot to say about this too. And like so many different like mangakas have like, you know, different like, you know, points of view from this. It's like, it's a really fascinating conversation. I just wish people would be more civil about this matter. Like,
yeah,
you know,
you're not going to get anywhere telling
like,
somebody, some bullshit. Yeah,
exactly. It's like, you know, the pirates all mad because like, you know, if they feel like the Japanese are being like too lax about it, like it's like, oh, you know, why don't you just pay for it legally? You know, it's like, and they're like, bro, our government's like suppressing like the manga, like the truth of the manga from us. Like, we want to support it legally, but we can't. And then like the pirates are also being assholes because like they don't understand that Japan, like, you know, they have like very strong anti-piracy laws. So that's probably like already ingrained in like, you know, their way of living. And generally like they're a very like law-abiding society. So like, you know, any sort of like rule breaking, law breaking that doesn't fly with them. So it's like, it's really like a huge cultural clash. And like, I don't know, like the universal translator, like it's done a lot of good, but I think like this is like,
it's done a lot of good. We've been able to talk to Japan in a way
we've been able to talk to them, but
yeah,
I also think that it's exposing them to like to the ugliness of like, you know, of the Westerners, you know, like past like, you know, we had our fun with the first few weeks of like barbecues and the guns and like the trucks, but now we're starting to see like, okay, these guys might be assholes, and I just hope that I mean, some of us are, but like we're also pretty chill. But it's also like, I hope this doesn't like, you know, I'm glad like Kagurabachi said like, you know, this isn't gonna get her to step down, and I hope it's like, I hope it's the same for the other Japanese too, because like, you know, sometimes like they have their own like they have their own like social media like, you know, code of rules or whatever, and this is like a huge culture shock for them. So like, I hope they don't shut down and the conversations can keep happening, because I think like this is what we need, because like if we're addressing
conversation, but it's what I've been researching this stuff. There's a lot of piracy that goes on in Japan as well. Like, it's not just the West that's the pirating stuff. It's Japanese. Because, you know, again, sometimes things aren't available and they want it and they can't get it, but the pirates got it. It's like, oh, okay, I got something. You want this? It's the same thing like with us. We used to buy DVDs from the dude down the street that had a trunk full of DVD. We you know, that was all our stuff. The dude in the barber shop, bro, is like, hey, yo, bro, yeah, man, he got all of the movies. He had all of the movies. But look, I think this is very, very, very interesting. We have a different take. This is coming from the Battlestar manga creator, Kazuya Kuramoto, all right, who expressed frustration over delayed English releases. And he's advocating for prioritizing translations and accessibility over any discussion on piracy. So he don't even want to talk about, like, let's stop talking about piracy. Why don't you guys focus on prioritizing the translations and the accessibility? Here's what he said. This is something I really want to see improved. My own work, Battlestar, is a good example. I wanted to release an English version for the past 2 years, and I brought it up to the publisher again and again, but even though a promotional video aimed at English-speaking audiences reached 250,000 likes on Instagram, things haven't really moved forward. I can translate into English just fine, and if you leave it to me, the translation cost would be zero. And yet, even now, nothing has come of it. Rather than focusing on piracy, what we need is a system that allows translations to be done more freely and releases to be published faster. That's kind of to your point, Nate. The system is the issue. It's like, it's okay. If you got a system that worked, we wouldn't have as much piracy. So why not fix the system that's broken instead of worried about people stealing? It's like, fix the system, fix the problem, and the problem goes away, right? So I think to that point, he's absolutely correct. Like, if he's trying to get an English version of his manga out there and the publisher is pushing back against him and they're not moving fast enough, like, what do you expect people to do? 250,000 likes on Instagram, that tells me there's an audience for this.
Yeah.
And in our current environment, like, 250 likes is a moment. Like, that hype can just die out. So, like, they have to be on top of this. And, like, the longer they wait, like, people are going to forget about Battlestar. Like, it's going to start to become niche unless it's, like, it starts popping off like Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man. And you don't always know that that's going to be the case. So, like, I understand his frustration because the longer it waits, like, he might miss his chance to become, like, the next Horikoshi, the next Oda, the next Fujimoto.
Right.
It's like...
Yeah.
Now, I believe that if they were to, I don't think it's like a system mainly on their side. I think it's a system on our side too, because once again, we have the wrong people in localization, and what happens? They don't know. They either don't know or they don't care to actually translate properly. Remember, DA, you even made a video about it where there were a group of girls, I think in like a girl's house or whatever. They were celebrating Christmas. And they even said "Merry Christmas" in Japanese, but the subtitles.
Uma Musume, right?
Yeah, but the subtitles said "Happy Holidays." No, I'm like everybody else here. Translate it the way it's supposed to be translated. If they say "Merry Christmas," put "Merry Christmas" in it.
In other words, they fuck it up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
if we could find a way to not only work with Japan and say here's the thing, we can be the translators. I've said this myself, and DA, you and Named agree with me. If we ended up becoming the translators, if we ended up basically taking money out of like Crunchyroll's pot because they don't want to translate properly, that shuts them down. Yeah, Death Vengeance actually said it. They're changing the translation, and that ticks people off.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know if I sent. I don't know if I. Sorry to cut you off. I don't know if I sent this post, but it was a really interesting one. Like, this guy who works in manga publishing, he broke down like the cost and returns of like publishing a manga, and I can understand why they're so passionate about it, because like over there's not that much bloat. Like, they really try to take a lot of risk, and like usually they have to, like you said, DA, like in one of our conversations, like the bigger titles, the Demon Slayer, the Chainsaw Man, the JJKs, they have to eat the losses for them to take chances on manga. And whereas over here, like we're talking about the comics industry, like there's so much bloat, like there's so much like unnecessary like spending. Even you're talking about comics, you're talking about like just Hollywood in general, and it's just a very like I understand why they're crashing out over this, because it's like they're putting like they're probably putting their lives on the line, financially, just to get this out there, and then like they're not getting respected. And then when it comes over here, it's like they get bad translations and Stacey's not gonna like this, because I was playing a Gundam game, and Stacey, Doman's line, right? This line burns red. It's loud. Roy tells me to the feature.
Grass victory.
They couldn't even localize that properly. Like, I heard it in Japanese. That's the line he said, and then like they put some other filler text. It's completely wrong. And I'm like, who is paying these guys? It's like, that's an easy like.
That is so easy to do. I mean, hell, they still play the original 90s G Gundam series. You could just lift that moment from there and do it.
I just don't know. It's like, I think, it's the red tape, it's the system, it's like that Gabe Newell like quote. It's like, the problem is, what was it? It's like, something about piracy, but it's just like, why do people like, why did Spotify pop up? Why did Steam pop up? It's because it cost money, but they did something better than the competitors, and it was provide a good service. It's very streamlined.
They found the solution.
Exactly.
Right.
And like
They found the
nowadays, like
solution to the problem, and that made and then everybody went and okay, fine. That's what again the Battle Scar creator is saying. Fix the problem. Quit crying about piracy. Piracy is a symptom of a problem. It is not the reason that we're having all these trouble. It's the symptom to a different problem.
Yeah.
We need to solve the problem, and once we solve the problem, the rest of it will take care of itself.
Yeah. The quote's in the chat. Piracy is a service issue. That's
Yeah,
really
there-
what
yeah.
it is. They talked about how piracy was going down for movies because of how good Netflix originally was. And now that shit's back on the rise because of how shitty they are, the fragmentation, the costs. They're losing. They're really losing it. And it's the same problem. They've got to figure out how to make the service reasonable to where most everybody can afford it. It doesn't break you. And at the end of the day, everybody is happy. Customer happy, creators happy, they make money, we enjoy the service, we keep paying for it.
And of course, like there's always going to be like some people who just pirate because like some people are just thieves. Like
Some
that.
people are
But
just
I wanna
assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to believe that if you provide, like Brandon said, a very streamlined, cost effective, and for me, this is my personal most important one, free of ideology, where people are going to be willing to support it. Like the more red tape you take out, the more like middlemen you remove from the equation. I think like people are going to be like more satisfied with the results and are going to be more willing to give you their coin.
Yep.
100% agree.
It's true.
100% agree. Let me hit these quick two soups before we continue on. We're going to stay on this topic because we're going to talk a little bit of industry stuff right now. There's a guy that might have a solution, or at least he's working on one. We'll talk about that. We got Mac. Now it's known. Drops $1. Always coming through. Thank you very much, Mac. Get over there and support Mac on X. He always has a lot of great information. I saw him in the chat earlier. Shout out to you, Mac. Always has a lot of great information that he shares with many other content creators. And I appreciate him for it, man. He does a really good job. Appreciate you, Mac. We also got Marshall J for $5. Hey, Derek and the gang, have you seen the beloved Japanese anime classic Perfect Blue? One of my favorite anime of all time. I guess you have, Brandon?
Ooh, there's a 4K release. It was re-released in the cinemas, and it might be coming back out again.
I liked watching it in theaters. It was really cool. I understand why it's a classic.
Yeah, it's
such a great movie. Like,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's a mind screw.
I don't think I've seen it either.
Yeah, it's a psychological thriller with like idols as like the backdrop, but it's kind of
I've heard of it. I've heard of it. Yeah, I know now that you said idols. Yeah, I think I have heard of that one. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I'm adding that to my list. Perfect Blue. All right. It's a movie, I guess.
It's a movie, and it's done by Satoshi Kon.
Madhouse. Yeah.
Back about 10 years before he passed. Yep. So there it is.
You don't need more convincing, but Madhouse did free reign. So, and first season of One Punch Man. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nope. I don't need convincing. All right, cool. Oh, it's 90s, huh? 1997. I saw the date.
98.
Okay.
Yeah, 98
okay, that's
release.
good. That's a good time.
Yeah, and people really speculate about have you seen Black Swan by Darren Aronofsky?
Yeah.
People speculate that took a lot of inspiration from Perfect Blue. It hasn't been confirmed because they're of course like they're not going to say I copied the guy's homework, but there's a lot of like parallels there. Like you can see like a lot of like the skeleton of Black Swan.
He created Paranoia Agent.
Yep, Satoshi Kon did Paranoia Agent. He's the director of Paprika. He did Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress, Tokyo Godfathers. He was a key animator for Master Keaton and a key animator for Suddenly Princess. He had a hand in Memories, the original OVAs of JoJo's. He helped on layout with Pat Labor. And a key animator for one of my most misunderstood 90s animes, Rujin Z.
Nice.
This one is wild. You want to talk about predicting the future and everything? Yeah. This is it. This is it.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to get on that, man. That guy sounds like a legend already.
Yeah.
All right.
Cancer.
Everybody,
token.
thank you for the soups. We appreciate it. Marshall J and Mac, little All Might for your life, and then we march on. So we got a Shueisha editor who just might have a solution for all of this stuff. The guy behind Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, and Dan to Dan announces a new independent manga platform. All right. Shihei Lin's company, Mixed Green, is launching its own manga editorial department and has opened submissions for manuscripts. All right. So here's the post that he put up. Open call for submissions. We have launched a new manga editorial department. We will begin recruiting writers and works. The publication venue will be the new media currently in preparations, and he offers you to submit right there. If you want to submit your stuff, there you go. Hey, look, if you got some ideas, if you can draw, if you can write, it doesn't say if you're from, you must be from Japan, although I assume that you probably need to speak some Japanese, if you're going to do this. But this might be a very, a way to kind of help out some of these manga creators, all right, that are having, the struggles with piracy and everything. If he's creating a platform, and his platform essentially it's for independent, the smaller guys, it's a smaller platform for, independents. We're seeing the same thing in film right now. I think this might be a smart move to get something independent going, get away from the mainstream publishers and all the big houses, and just start doing your own thing and finding, raw, talent that you can kind of cultivate and move through this process. So I thought this was a very interesting, continuing this conversation of what's going on in the industry. We'll get to globalization in just a moment. But I think that going independent and kind of separating yourself from the machine is always kind of a good idea, especially when you see something growing. Like you just get in on the ground floor, you submit to this guy. He's like, all right, cool. You're the first one in. Let's go ahead and get your stuff out there. And who knows where it's going. So I don't know. I thought this was interesting name. I think you had some thoughts on how big this could end up being if they do it right. What do you think?
This is, but before, like, you put it in, like, the chat, like, I seen this guy's name before. I knew he's, like, done a lot of, like, he's been an editor on a lot of big name anime. Or, no, sorry, manga. And I think this is a big move because, like, if you have, like, one of, like, this guy who's worked on multiple, like, popular, like, best-selling projects who says, like, he's going to strike out on his own and do an independent company, I feel like the talent are going to start, like, gravitating there or, like, having ideas of their own.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if like you're gonna feature it, but I'm still following that mangaka that we talked about a few weeks ago, Shita Nakayama. That man is like, bro, he's crazy. Stacey, you talked about earlier how like people like when you put the art out there to be consumed, you kind of expect something in return. That man straight up said, man, I do it for the love of the game, bro. Like I don't care if you read it for free, but he of course like he still would like to get paid because he was just like, man, I can't even afford coffee, and then like. A lot of people who are like the Spanish-speaking countries who are like pirating his manga, they started donating to his Ko-fi, and like he actually hit his like he exceeded his goal really quickly. So again, like people are willing to spend the money. It's just like they want to know who the money's going to, because if it's going to like a company who's just going to hire more like people who have their own ideas about let me put this because did we feature it like one time? It was like some like localizer said that. Like an ego, they had an ego and said like, when you read the localization, it's actually my version. We had.
I know exactly who you're talking about. She was a big localizer in anime. She even had the nerve to call for a harassment campaign against people who basically either wanted direct one-to-one translations or who did not support her translations. I think her name was Katarina or something. Oh, dude,
her name is Bitch. And her adventure name is Whore.
This is like this goes back.
You
to
might be on something there, Brandon.
It goes back to this conversation about middlemen and red tape. It's like if my money that I want to use to support something that I love is being used to like, support the destruction or deconstruction of the thing that I love. It's like, why would I keep like supporting it? Because like every little dollar adds up. Every person, like, you think about like, oh, $3 a month, that's nothing. But like if a lot of people are like paying $3 a month, like that slowly starts to build up, and then like they can start doing things with that money. And it's just like, if we find, man, like when we didn't have this channel or like start doing the streams when like, that Crunchyroll news dropped, but like I heard like some dub actors were getting like fan mail gifts sent to like the Crunchyroll HQ, and they didn't even receive it. Like the Crunchyroll like people were just passing it amongst the employees. Like one of the actors found out, he was just like, I'll never work with Crunchyroll again. It's just like, and these are the people that are getting paid, and it's just like, dude, it's like, I can understand like why the rise of like independent companies is like, I hope that takes off, because like, you need something to check like these like top dogs. Like Crunchyroll is in the position it is because it was first in best dressed, and there's been no one, well, Netflix maybe, but like there's been no one in the anime space to check them. So like, if you start having like independents or like, these smaller guys start to get influenced, start to like, outperform them, maybe that'll like cause them to like, hold on, we're losing a lot of money. We're losing subscribers.
Okay, wait a minute, man. We got competition now. All right, we can't just do what we want. We got a competitor that's doing things differently. We're gonna have to step our game up. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That's why
Sony stepped their game up. That's a good one.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. To your point,
no, really,
Nate,
that's why I like what this guy is doing, because this is the kind of competition that's needed in the space when it's starting to get big. You don't need Crunchyroll and all of these major publishers gobbling up all the market share. You need somebody else coming in and saying, oh, give us a little bit of that too, and we'll compete directly with you, and we'll keep you honest.
See, now here's the thing though. This is not just competition. If this is done right, this is literally ball wrecking momentum. Think of it like this. We already agree. If they can streamline this stuff basically pays for itself. If they streamline this, now guess what happens? Shonen Jump would basically have to go, okay, what red tape do we need to get rid of? Viz Media would literally have to say, what red tape do we need to get rid of?
Bro, Casey, sorry to cut you off. Viz Media, it has some like crazy restriction. I saw like there's like, you hit a 100 chapter limit on Viz Media, they make you wait 6 hours before you can read again. And that's even if you have a paid subscription.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude, if they streamline this, Viz Media would have no choice but to get rid of that. They would have no choice.
Now, Name had mentioned it, and again, Name, you always read my mind, man. But he's the one that shares all this stuff, so he kind of is creating the narrative on his own, right? Shiten Akiyama, you just talked about him, struggling manga artist, struggling. It's hard out here in these streets, all right? We know that. He says he received over 900,000 yen in support from overseas fans. Look at this. No matter how much people argue and divide, everyone still loves manga. That feeling is the same everywhere. It was proven not by corporations, but by individual fans. The power is with the people. All right. The power is with the people. This guy did his own thing. He didn't go to a corporation or a publication house or a publishing house. All right. He went straight to the audience, and the audience gave it. I don't think this is like a lot of money. I think like this.
Yeah, that's like $5,600 in US.
Okay, $5,600.
Yeah, 5,640 is the current conversion. But 900,000 yen can go quite a long ways in Japan. I'm actually rather surprised at how far you can make this stretch. And I put in how much I make per year, converted it into yen. It's like, damn, I didn't know that I could live like a king. I didn't know that was possible out there, but it is. So
yeah, man. Look, man, a little onigiri, man, and a little karagi chicken, and some milk tea. Every day for lunch and dinner. That only costs like about $7-8. You could be living like a king over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his supporters stepped up again. He did really well with this. And like to Name's point, he couldn't even get coffee. Now he says, now what kind of coffee should I go get? All right. Now he can
not
afford
Starbucks. Not Starbucks.
Bro,
you don't want the diabetes.
This man's actually really cool.
No.
Like he responds to as many comments that I can see, like, and he tries to respond in the language that people like, reply to him in. Like he reply in Spanish or reply in English. And also like his overall demeanor, like I was like once he listed like some movies that influenced him, and he put like Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack as one of them, and I can kind of see where the influence is, because like this man has like a lot of hope for the industry, and I understand like you can get jaded once you get into like the numbers, and if he starts getting like published by an official, so I think he is, but like if he starts seeing success, I just hope he doesn't get jaded, because like I think we need more of like people like this Shihei and like Kei Urana, who like really want to believe in the future of manga beyond like the profits and like all the the globalization of all of it. Just
Right.
like the
Nah,
pure
I
art of
love
it.
it.
Now, I want to bring up what Shiten here said about the love was proven not by corporations but by individual fans. I'm
Yep.
like, that's how it always started, and that's how it needs to be.
Yes.
Now,
100%.
I want to.
Yeah, the fans are the ones that the manga and the anime companies need to pay attention to. I know that they're looking at the dollar signs and they're seeing how much money it's making, and they're like, okay, we got to pay attention to Netflix and Crunchyroll. We got to listen to the UK. We're going to get to the whole, Chibi reviews and his situation. We're going to get to that too, because that's on the docket. The UN and what's going on with Witch Hat Atelier. Not good. Not good at all. I don't know what Kodansha is thinking, but you just got to listen to the audience. You just got to listen to your fans, and everything will work itself out. It'll all work itself out in the end if you take care of, again, it's a service issue. It's about service. You got to service your customers. If your customers are happy, they'll put money in your pocket. They won't even think twice about it. Like, here, take my money, all right? It's just like the meme, take my money.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, shut up and take my money if you do the thing right. But if you don't,
exactly.
Guess what? Deuces. I'm not paying for this, and then next thing you know, everybody's crying. All right. Oh man, well, we're gonna have to hike up the prices. Oh my God, how come everybody's, it's like, well, you didn't take care of the business.
See, it kind of goes back to that one point we talked about last week when it came to Godzilla and how J.J. Abrams got a hold of that. Who is talking to these people? Because if they're talking, if there's somebody who's not on the inside, who's misrepresenting everything, they're the ones basically causing all this. They're the middlemen, and we have to get rid of them.
It's like I was telling Name, man, these guys still kind of like believe in Hollywood, so they want to work with Hollywood, even though they're doing just fine outside of Hollywood.
Mhm.
All right. Takashi Yamazaki is like, bro, you do not need to come over to Hollywood for any reason.
Bro, what's his name?
They still love
What's
Hollywood.
his name? The Kagurabachi author, bro. You do not need to go to Marvel Studios. Do not talk to Feige.
No.
And at the very least, don't talk to these guys unless you basically say, hey, we do it my way or no way. You need me more than I need you.
Toss the steel balls down first and tell them to, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Coming to the stage, we got Angel, the casual reviewer. Angel, how's it going?
What up?
Angel, I know you just went to see Michael. We're anime. This is anime, but just give us a score. All right. Because they've been crazy online. Just give us a score out of 1 to 10. That's all I need to know for tonight. I'm going to see it tomorrow, but I just need my score 1 out of 10. What do you give it?
I give it a 7.5.
Okay. That's good. That's a good score. All right. That's what I kind of figured it was going to be in that ballpark. All right, cool. That's all I needed to know. All right. Look, I already knew that what you was hearing from these critics. Man, y'all tripping.
To be honest, DA, this is Michael is a part 1. We're still expecting a part 2 down the road.
So they say. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. All right.
Check out my reviews.
I want to move on to this.
Out of the theater. I got and I got some people crowd reactions as well. So
nice. All right, guys, go follow Angel. He's got the review up on his channel, so go follow him and see what he had to say about Michael. He interviewed some people about it as well. All right, I want to keep it going. The conversation, we talk about localization a lot, and I thought this was an interesting one here. All right, you guys know that Super Mario Galaxy came out, and in this particular situation, Shigeru Miyamoto, he had made a surprise visit at the premiere, which just came out in Japan, by the way. All right. It just dropped into, I think, what did it drop on April 1st for us in the United States? It's just now dropping in Japan. So there that is. But He says Chris Meledandri entrusted all of Japan to him, so he felt a lot of pressure. He says for Japan, it is not a localization, but a Japanese version. There are phrases in the film that are unique to Japan. He says they have been writing the script together in Japanese from the very start. So did they just localize this Super Mario Brothers movie, man?
They localized it for Japan. Yes, they did.
Sounds that way to me.
I kind of thought that was funny, man. But it's funny because, you know, we talk about localization and, you know, stay true to the original, say exactly what they said in the original. I'm going to make an exception when it comes to Nintendo and properties that came from Japan, even though it was made in America by Illumination, by Universal. But when it gets back to Japan, I feel like Japan, do what you want to do with it. All right. Do whatever you want to do with it. It doesn't matter, because to me, that's not really localization. That's bringing it back home. You know, It started in Japan. It's a Japanese property created by Shigeru Miyamoto. I have zero problems. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, no, it's localization. It's localizing." It's like, is it really? I don't think it is. What do y'all think?
If it is localization, it may be localization based on their standards, but then again, like the post says, Chris and Shigeru's doing it together, so it might be a little bit closer to home for them. And if so, hey, impressive.
Yeah, it feels like this one might be more Japanese than than anything, right?
Well, they had kind of the same thing with the original, where the Japanese version was a little different than the English one. So basically it's following what's happened before, and I would be very interested to hear it in Japanese and actually have a proper Japanese translation and not have the English script just be what's on there. That way we'll know for sure what's actually different or changed or how they do things. But
yeah, like he says, there's phrases in the film that are unique to Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something that's going to resonate with the Japanese audience, and we probably be like, "What does that mean?" We don't even understand it in America. You know? So I like that they're doing something strictly for Japan because it's their property. But you know, there would be some idiot that'll come out. "Oh man, you're localized. That's okay now, right?" It's like,
yeah, people are stupid. Although I do have to admit, I am glad that they gave the American Super Mario Brothers 2 such love in not only the first one with the Shy Guys, but in the second one with who Princess Peach and Toad run into in the place that they're trying to go to. That's all the US Super Mario Brothers 2 or the reskin of Doki Doki Panic. So I love Super Mario Brothers 2. Out of the original 3, it's by far my favorite, and it's because it is the most out there and weird compared to the first one and the third one.
The second game is one of my favorites too,
yeah,
man.
It's my favorite.
I liked it because of how challenging it was. It was basically like you had to watch the movements, you had to appreciate it that way. I still prefer number 3 of the first 3, but I would definitely place number 2 if I couldn't play number 3.
It was so different though. That's what I like. It was so different. The movements, you know, how do you attack people, everything about it was so different. You know, so I love Mario too. And I'm so glad they worked that in to the Galaxy movie, man. It was dope. That was good. That was really good stuff, man. All right, so not a localized. I don't, you know. Again, some people attack in this post.
For me, I feel like intent and execution really matter when we have this discussion. I think, you know, because like we criticize localization because they're putting in like political terms like chud, or like, you know, they're putting in like slang terms that are like, you know, really date the anime, like skibidi or like, you know, or raise or whatever. I think that's like the problem that I have. It's because it's just like, you know, you're taking it like so far removed from the original language. Whereas what they're doing, it's like, okay, you know, they probably don't have certain phrases, so they're going to try to do their best. And they're not like, you know, they probably have professionals there who are going to be like, okay, you know, how can we do this without like, you know, resorting to whatever, like, you know, trend or like, you know, slang word is on, you know, is the now. And I've seen a few, like, we're probably not going to see it, but I've seen a few Japanese dubs of like other movies. And of course, like, I always want to watch it in the original language that it's presented in, because that's, you know, that's how it was originally created. So like, I want to get the original attention through, but their dubbing is not that bad because they use the dub actors. They use their Japanese voice actors. So like, you already, first of all, you already have like really strong talent and they already know what to do. But because like, you know, they're always about that time, and you hear like familiar voices. Like, they did a really funny reference to like the guy who voices Bowser in the Japanese dub of this movie is All Might's a Japanese voice actor, and for Bowser Jr. they cast Deku's a Japanese voice actor as like the Easter egg. So you see the guy in yellow, that's Deku's voice actor, and next to him is All Might's voice actor.
Wow.
Like the two people with their fists up, that, you know, so like they you know, they're having fun with it over there. So, you know,
I like that.
Again, it's always going to be different because, you know, you just can't like completely like one-to-one replicate an actor's voice like throughout languages. Well, until AI like starts to get better. But I think their intention and like the way they go about it is like very different from like how we see right here, where it just feels like, you know, you have like these guys who are like power tripping, and like they see it as like an extension of like their beliefs. It's like, oh, now I'm in control of it, so like I can get you to like, you know, these characters to say what I want them to say.
Yep. I hope this I hope this series, whatever they're going to do, I don't know if it's going to be a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, but I hope it keeps the exact same influence that it has right now. I love what they did with the first movie. Everybody kind of crapped on the second movie. I think Galaxy is great. Yeah, it captures the spirit of Mario, man. And it's like, oh, it's not that good of a movie. It's not that interesting. It's not a boring plot. I'm like, it's Mario. It's literally Mario, bro. It's like, this is what a Mario game feels like. You would be doing, like, we would play a game of this movie and have zero problems playing the game.
Critics are assholes.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. If you went to a Mario movie to expect like some kind of story, like let's say Mega Man or Donkey Kong or something, you're in the wrong place. This was just meant to be just a fun movie for those who know Mario, those who enjoy it, to enjoy it. You're expecting a deep story? Go look somewhere else, buddy.
Yeah, this is a fun movie. Here's what I'll say. The wife and I went and saw this. We didn't take our kids this time because, you know, they're older. They're, you know, junior and sophomore, and they've got their own stuff they can do. They can drive themselves. We were the only couple there in the theater without kids. Everyone else, both older and younger, had their kids or their grandkids with them. And I was the only one that laughed my ass off at the whole entire thing because I got most of the references, and the kids are like, what the hell? What? Why are you laughing, old man? Because I know this shit and it's funny. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna get the 4K of it without question.
Oh,
when it comes out, it's a day one for me.
I can't blame you. That's the only reason why I'm waiting to buy the first one, because I want both of them on the same day, just so I can watch them both back to back.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, look, we got a new movie that's about to drop in the summertime. Blue Lock.
One frame. Oh wait, this is live action. 2 frames.
We got ourselves a trailer, everybody. Let's go ahead and check it out.
才能の原石どもよ。俺は日本をワールドカップ優勝させるために雇われた人間だ。ワールドカップ優勝？日本サッカーに足りないの。
Blue Lock, Squid Game.
革命的なストライカーの誕生だ。ここにいる300人の中から世界一のストライカーを作る実験をする。さあ、始めようか。ブルーロックを。299人の人生はぐちゃぐちゃになるだろう。こんなことでサッカー人生決められるなんて。来んなって！絶対間違ってる。世界一のエゴイストでなければ、世界一のストライカーにはなれない。
Wow.
俺はストライカーだ。
I'm looking forward to that, man. That looks like a hell of a ride right there, man. I love the first season of Blue Lock. Second season, not so much, but the first season, and I'm pretty sure this is what the movie is just going to be the first season. I'm all in. I'm ready for that, man. Are you guys Blue Lock fans?
Yeah.
I know name.
I never seen it.
I've never seen it, but the feeling I'm getting from that is like it is just pure dedication. Like, this is why, like, I told a friend of mine about this. He asked me, "Do you think America could ever make a Mega Man movie?" I said, "No, I don't want America to touch the Blue Bomber. I want Japan to do it because they understand the story of Mega Man and Mega Man X perfectly. And if Japan does it, hey, I don't care. I will pay 3 times as much for them to ship it over here and at least with localizations that we love. Yes." Yeah. But I will never trust America with a Mega Man movie. I'm sorry. I seen the first Super Mario movie with Bob Hoskins. I love that guy, but I would never want anything like that to happen to Mega Man. Never,
ever. No, man, that was a travesty. That was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Blue Lock. Name, how you feeling?
Yeah, dude, like, I agree with you. Like, I like the first season better than the second one. I still enjoyed the second one because, like, the community and the memes made it bearable for me. But for me, that first half, especially like the first season, especially the first half, you know what I'm talking about, DA? Like, they showed in the trailer the Team V versus Team Z game. Oh my god, that was dynamite, bro. Like, and it seems like if they're gonna do that in the movie, like they did the thing where Nagi traps the ball, and I don't know if there's CG involved with it, but if that's a practical stunt, that's crazy. And off the bat, I already like the way they're lighting it because one of the criticisms I have of the anime, it doesn't feel like they're trapped in like this facility, forced to like play like just soccer. I get this vibe from this trailer, like the way the shadows, the muted colors, it really feels like they're ising
very claustrophobic. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and of course, like I was posting all the casting announcements, and everyone's like, patting each other in the back. But I do feel like they did put a lot of work in because like some of these guys, they have previous soccer experience where they're in high school, or like they tried to go professional and like something happened and like they had to switch careers. So they are putting in the training, and these characters, like of course, like we're always the question of live action is like, can they get like the crazy hair down? Can they get the crazy auras down? Like I think they're making it work. Like I don't know if they're gonna go as far to show all the crazy like auras and like the energy behind them, but if that's what it takes for like if that's the sacrifice they have to make to put out this live action, I think I can accept it because like they do some crazy stuff, and at the end of the day, they're playing soccer. So,
is this your favorite sports anime?
This is probably
not even close.
All right, let's go around the horn. I would probably say mine is Kuroko no Basket. I love that one, man. I don't know why. It's not just because it's basketball. I just like this concept of the generation of miracles, and every player has like his like speciality. And then there's Kuroko, who doesn't have everybody thought he sucked, and he just happened to be the best player because he could pass better than anybody, and he could get the ball exactly to where you need it when you needed it. So it was like he was like the glue that made that whole team work. And then he just bumps off to another team, a random team, a sorry team, and he takes that team to the heights. I love Kuroko no Basket. I think it's one of the best.
He's quirkless.
Yeah.
I do have one thing to share real quick. Stacy, you need to buy this. You need to buy this. You need to do it. Buy it. Discotech Media.
I already have it.
Yes. Discotech Media got the rights to it and put it out on its standard definition on Blu-ray. So they've got all 27 episodes like on 1 or 2 discs. So yeah, it's awesome. It's the Blue Bomber, and this was a fun ass series.
Yes, it was, because it actually showed Dr. Wily actually being a villain, a real villain, and I'm like, oh god, like dude, it was just amazing because I just love some of the plots that went through there, and I'm like, yeah, I could actually see him conquering the world this way. Like season 2, there's a meteor. One of the episodes deals with a meteor, and what Dr. Wily did was take small chunks of it, put them in the foreheads of all his robots. Now Mega Man can't even touch him until he got a piece of his own, and then it's like, oh yeah, this kills me. What I'm gonna have to neutralize theirs to beat him.
Yep.
I'm like, that's how you tell a story.
All right, sports anime. Brandon, what was yours?
The one that I've seen the most of, and probably, I think it's finally coming back from a long hiatus, Hijami no Ippo. And I love the fact that it's Japanese boxers are a unique brand, because boxing's not native to Japan. But I do love the fact that they pay homage to the greats of American boxing. I've seen, talking about Mike Tyson's peekaboo style and having that be adapted for him. That's the peekaboo style is probably the single hardest type of fighting to do. Very high risk, very high reward, but you have to be in beyond peak condition. And that's why Tyson was so good. When he wasn't trying to deal with the drugs or that, he was perfect. Yes. Very good. Yeah.
Very
we talked
nice.
about Tommy Hearns and the flickering jab that he does, how fast he was with it. When Hearns was at his peak, only maybe 2 men could beat him, and they all went round robin with each other for a long time. I love that they have all that in it. It's a great story. Yeah. It's a great anime. Excellent manga.
It's one of the best. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. By far, as far as more modern, you could also put Tomorrow's Joe in that. That was very influential on all sports animes that's come since. So,
all right. Name?
Yes, there we go.
For me, a recent one that was really good that I like, 100 meters. Not many people saw it, but it's a very solid one. I think that's like a good, pretty decent modern one. But for me,
really
currently,
good.
I need to watch more sports anime. But I would say my favorite is Beyblade Metal Masters, and Beyblade does count as a sports anime, guys. They're playing with tops. That's a recognized sport in Japan. But I just like, one of the things I love about sports anime is like, the drive that the characters have. Like you really like similar to like Dragon Ball, similar to like a lot of these shonen anime. They really want like, they're really pushing towards a goal. And that kind of like motivates you to like, you want to do better because like, bro, in Beyblade, they're doing crazy stuff. Like you had like 11-year-old kids like lifting 300-pound weights just to like spin a top, bro. I was laughing my ass off, man. Like, but no, like, sports anime are cool. Like, even though Blue Lock has its faults, like, it's still, I would say it's like, it's pretty funny to watch, especially like, if you get together with friends. Cause like, I remember watching with my friends, there were some like, not some crazy moments, but you can definitely say like there's some pause moments, like the way these talk to each other, like the way like some things are shot. And my friends and I were just laughing. It's just like, it's unintentional, like yaoi, even though like, it's not confirmed, but it's fun. It was just like, man, at the end of the day, sports anime is just sports anime. And like, if people want to have those like images in their head, let them do it. It's more money for the people.
Stacy.
I've only seen 2 episodes of Hajime no Ippo, but I'm loving it. Other than that, it'd be Megalobox. But I gotta agree with Tony in the chat. Beyblade is not a sports anime. Don't ever say that again.
But Uma Musume is.
I can give you that one too. I can give you that because that is literally racing, and racing is a sport, so I can give you that.
Yeah, with horse girls. You can't go wrong with horse girls. You just can't.
Angel, have you watched any? I know you're new to the anime game. Have you watched any sports anime?
Does like underground fighting count as a sport?
Martial arts competition would be a
So I would say the one that I enjoyed, the only one that I really seen was Kenjin Ashura. I think that's what it's called, the Kenjin Ashura on Netflix. Like I enjoyed the story of it. The animation was pretty fly to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dan, doesn't like it, but for me, it's just it was a cool anime to watch. It was my, I'm not saying introduction, but just me getting back into it. It was something that I enjoyed watching, and I was, invested in it for a few, seasons. It had about 3 seasons. Yeah. I was invested in the first 2, so it was something enjoyable. I don't know if you ever seen a DA, but
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean the fighting in there is pretty good. The storyline is pretty fly. Like it's just about a bunch of underground owners. Like let's say let's say it was Steve Jobs and Bezos, they own their own fighters. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much what they bet is stock. They bet stock in the company in regards to whoever wins. So whoever wins that match, you know, they got to give over the stock in regards to that company, and they be able to own some stuff.
That kind of sound dope. That sounds dope.
It's a little bit deeper in it as well, but the fighters have a good backstory. It's very, very detailed. Like what I mean, they would go in there breaking, you know, bones, cutting people up. Like you're really seeing some good fighting in there. So that's my pick.
At least no one said haiku.
Oh God, that would be my son's. Honestly, that would be my son's favorite sports anime. Man,
well, haiku is very popular. Kuroko's Basketball, as you mentioned, Skate the Infinite, Yuri on Ice, Grand Blue Dreaming. I'm shocked that one got a second season. Yet there's Hajime, Baki the Grappler. How heavy are the dumbbells? I forgot about Initial D. You cannot skimp on Initial D or on MF Ghost. And who could forget about Tankery and Girls in Panzer? That's probably the best metallic-based sports out there. Tanks and tank battles. Damn. Done by cute girls doing cute things.
Speed Racer.
Bro, I'm looking it up. And
y'all called it.
No. Speed Racer is in there. Speed Racer would be considered.
Speed Racer.
Bro,
I
I just caught the re-release. That was a pretty good.
Oh, I love
one of the
that.
few
I
like
bought
decent
that
live
on.
actions.
Yeah, I bought the live action. I love that movie.
Ace of Diamonds, yeah.
Yep, Ace of Diamonds, Slam Dunk. And if Netflix would stop fucking this one up, this could be one of the better ones.
That should have already been the better one.
Yeah, it really should have been. Air Gear. Yep, there's Air Gear.
See, there's the one I was talking about, the Kenzin Ashura.
Okay.
Yo Maoshi Pedal. Yeah.
Okay, yep.
What else is on here that's also backflip? That's going down a little ways here.
And you know what's crazy? They had a crossover, a Baki and a Kenzin Ashura crossover on Netflix.
Baki the Grappler.
Yeah, they had like a crossover anime between those two. Like it was horrible, but
I would check that out. I would check that out.
But yeah, there's quite a few.
Oh, there
sports
it is. There, I told you guys. I told you, Beyblade is a sports anime. What do we know?
No.
Here you go.
No.
Birdie Wing.
Beyblade Metal Fusion. Tony.
Birdie Wing is good. This one is underground sports golf betting with hot, cute girls, and Overtake was a great one. Yeah, there's tons of great sports stuff, both old and new, that you can get. Okay. So,
oh my God, I just remembered something. A friend of mine showed me this today. He actually found out Keijo is actually a sports anime, and I'm like, no. Yep. I'm like, I can understand it from a gooner's perspective, but not from a sports perspective.
The butt smacking or the boob smacking, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I loved it, but
all right, guys, let's keep going. Everybody, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight, man. It has absolutely been a pleasure chilling with you guys. Now it's time for the rants. This is what you stayed up for. You stayed up late to listen to us rant. We got a big one right here, man. Kodansha. Yeah, this is not good, man. This is not good at all. Chibi Reviews called it out. The UK and the UN censors anime and manga. The UK and the UN pushes age verification and digital ID. The UK and UN wants to arrest you for wrongthink and anime memes. Kodansha, a manga company, sides with the UN and the UK. Kodansha wants to push UK and UN politics with their manga company. Kodansha says women in manga are only just now getting prominence, despite many successful female manga authors already existing. FMA, I guess, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Kodansha has been censoring manga with black boxes. They are literally making you pay for censored manga. Kodansha gets called out for this, starts mass blocking people. Are they retarded?
Yes.
Yes.
That's an obvious yes.
About it. All right. So what is GB talking about? Let me go to the next one. This is the X post that Kodansha USA posted up. It's from the author of Witch Hat Atelier. My stories can speak to readers who feel uncertain about themselves. Witch Hat Atelier author Kamoni Shirahama in a recent interview with UNESCO on her influences, how women play a prominent role in the modern day manga industry and more. And so essentially they're saying, oh, you know, women finally have a prominent role. They've been a prominent role. And it's like, well, that's been going on for a long time. I mean, women have nobody has ever frozen a woman out from the manga industry. Bro, I mean, I could think of okay, go ahead.
This feels like the fucking manga version of the Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, I'm the first like female actress.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's bullshit.
I'm like, there's a little manga called Sailor Moon that was written a little bit ago. Man, that was kind of
go further back in time. You can go further back.
I mean, I'm just going off the most popular ones, and I'm like, that sucker's like, what is that? Over 30 years old? It's not like it was brand new. You know,
go back 40 years with Yorosei Yatsura with Rumiko Takahashi, and then of course Ranma. That's almost 40 years old now.
Ranma, shit. Yeah.
That's two series basically hitting the 40 years mark. Sailor Moon's hitting the 30 years. Inuyasha and Yashahime.
Oh yes, she also did Inuyasha. Yep.
Inuyasha's already hit the 25-mile mark. Yashahime has only been around for a few years, but people actually like that. So women actually being represented. I think someone's a little late to the party.
Way too late to the party, man. And I don't know. It's like the biggest anime movie of all time is Demon Slayer.
And that was written by a woman.
That's written by a woman. Yeah.
Hell, these two series that I have here, literally both written by women. And think about it like this. Rising of the Shield Hero? Yes. Yeah. Rising of the Shield Hero, written by a woman who basically wrote the first 8 volumes as a man who got falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit.
Yep.
That was written by a woman. Ryo Shirakome wrote a story about a high school class getting summoned to another world, the weakest member in the group getting betrayed, coming back as a badass. I'm sorry. Women have been here for years. I don't know why some people want to take notice of it now.
I don't understand where this came from. I don't understand. The only thing that makes sense is like Chibi says, all right, we got an agenda at play. All right.
That's exactly.
It's time to crank up the agenda machine, because now we got to say that women have been oppressed and women can't do nothing. And so all of this stuff in the UN, Chibi, points out very clearly, the UN is not your friend. All right. When it comes to anime, the United States and Japan reject United Nations proposal to ban various forms of anime, manga, and games. This is all the way back in 2019. And they haven't changed their tune from that point in time. All right. And he says, you realize how disgraceful it is that Kodansha is mass blocking, because he got blocked. Chibi got blocked for even responding to them about this. They immediately cut him off, blocked him. And he said in his video, if you watch his video on it, they did this to several, people on X. They were just on a block party, man. It was absolutely insane. For calling them out for siding with UN censorship. He says not even Crunchyroll does that. He says, I give Crunchyroll a lot of shit, but I will say they don't usually block people. So Kodansha doing this says a lot.
It does.
What is Kodansha doing?
Kodansha's screwing themselves in the foot right now, because I'll tell you this right now. One of the people who they have on their list of creators, if he walks, Kodansha would literally be shooting themselves in the foot in a way that they'll probably never recover from. I'm sorry. The guy basically created one of the biggest properties for Kodansha, and if he decides to walk, they will lose a crap ton of money. If Hiro Mashima basically says, yeah, I want to take Fairy Tail and I want to go somewhere else with it, Kodansha will literally lose a lot of money. Hell, if Fuse sees this, Fuse is the guy behind That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. If he sees this and he can find a way out of his contract, Kodansha is done, because those are two of their biggest series right now, Slime and Fairy Tail. This is going to come back and bite them in the ass.
Yeah, Kodansha is one of the biggest manga publishers, 100%, and that's why this is an issue. That's why this is concerning, because of how big they are and the fact that they are now lining up. All right, they're now lining up essentially with people that want to, censor anime and manga. It's concerning. Like, what are y'all doing, man? Like, again, it's one thing to, kind of say, yeah, we're trying to do business from a global perspective. And it's another thing to get out there and do interviews, have one of your authors doing interviews with the United Nations. And then Kodansha sharing that interview out there, and they're actually peddling misinformation about, well, now it's finally time for women to, take a prominent role, and so on and so forth, as if they haven't already been taking a prominent role for the last 40 years. So that kind of stuff is very, very concerning. And we're about to get into the globalization, because I think that's where all of this comes full circle. But go ahead, Stacey.
Before you go any further, the interview you're talking about, that person was found out to actually not conduct that interview fairly. That person baited all the answers out of Kaname.
What a shock. God.
You're kidding.
Oh.
No. Chibi, I think, made a video even pointing that out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the problem. Again, you're getting in bed with the devil, and now people are like, wait a minute, what's happening here? This is the kind of shit that absolutely ruins entire industries. All right. We're seeing what's we're on the tail end of what Hollywood went through. Hollywood went through all of this, and we see how what the results were,
Yep.
And so we're starting to see the exact same bullshit when it comes to anime and like these Japanese are, they're getting so much pub and press, and people love them. Oh, you guys are awesome. But this is what ends up happening, man. You start, siding with the wrong folks, and then next thing you know, you're going to go down this territory where, hey, there's going to be some censorship coming, and it kind of pisses me off, man. I just don't understand why they feel the need to go in this direction. Why Kodansha is doing this? Why this? I mean, I guess I understand. It's probably money, but I don't know, or virtue signaling, or both, right? Could be any
or being misled, because I think somebody was basically sending them mixed signals, and that's how they got that interview.
Yeah. Name, what are your thoughts, man?
I mean, I agree with Stacey saying, like, these mangakas, like, they have to stand up for what they believe in, because, like, Japan has a huge, like, bystander effect problem.
The guys, keep talking.
I know this is generalization, but like they're cult, like, the vibe I get from them is like, very much like, you keep to yourself, you don't want to create any problems, and like, unless it's a big situation like that manga scandal that we covered like a few weeks ago. Was it Manga One? I forget the platform, but
yeah,
like, it had the
Manga
problem
One.
with like the guy who like had illicit relationships, and that was like a mass exodus. But like, I don't know if it's going to be the same right here, unless like it gets really bad. And I hope it doesn't get to that point, because I feel like by then it's already too late. But it's the same with like, it's that quote, like, the empire falls from within. Hollywood is not going to be the downfall of anime. Like, if they make a fucking bad Marvel movie or like a good Marvel movie, that's not going to destroy anime. What destroys anime is like if you let those Hollywood creatives into your house and they start dismantling it from within. Like, that's what happens when you start letting these localizers in. That's, we've been trying to say, like, that's something you got to cut at the root if you want to go like even bigger global. Like, it's already a problem right now, but with the ambitions that they have for anime, they have to start addressing a lot of the in-house issues. And that might mean like some funding is going to have to get cut. But as we've seen with like, the mangakas and the independent publishing companies, like, fans are going to be willing to support you. Like, of course you're going to get some like tourists and like bad weeds who came in because of a trend, and like, they're supporting or like pushing certain mangas because it fits with their ideology. But those guys are temporary. Like, I dare I say, like, those guys probably don't even have the money to spend on like, your product. So if you like, make the move to go independent, or like you really pull the plug on a lot of this like global like, influence and powers, like, having some pocket change, I still think that it's going to be very hard, but I think that you're going to come out just fine on the other side if you just like rely on the support from the fans, because like Shitu Nakayama said, like, the fans will show up. Like, he didn't. That was not the corporation's money that did it. The fans came out and supported him. And if you want to believe that, I want to believe that manga fans are capable of like doing that. So that's my stance on it. Brandon, you've been ragging on Kodansha, and before I pass it to you, I just wanted to say I thought it was like Kadakawa this whole time. I got both of them mixed up in my head, so I'm sorry for slandering Kadakawa. But Brandon, you've been having the tea about Kodansha for a long time. Give us the deep dark secrets.
Well, when you dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, the devil ends up shooting you. And that's exactly what's going to happen if they're not careful. You don't get into bed with globalist shit libs like this and expect not to come out unscathed. And what's worse about it is I'm looking at their site and what they have. They have a ton of IP, and you're right. There are certain ones that are still going that if the author was to say, get stuffed, that it could end bad and cut off sales, but, cut the nose to spite the face. But yeah, this is what they've got. They have Attack on Titan. They've got Otomo's Akira. They've got Sailor Moon, Alita, the original Ghost in the Shell, Cardcaptor Sakura. There's Witch Hat, Ashinta no Joe, which shockingly is still going. Vinland Saga.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They got some heavy hitters, man.
They've got some massive heavy hitters. Why this one's still here, I don't know, because it's absolute trash, but that's another story altogether. But yeah, Fairy Tail, 20 years of Fairy Tail. Wow. They've also got the Drops of God.
Oh,
so
shit.
They have a pretty good mix, but anytime.
But what will happen? I mean, will this lead to a trend of other publishers? Kind of, if Kodansha can go in this direction, shit, maybe we should too.
I would hope not. I would hope that they would have enough sense to say, no, we'll do our thing the way that we've been doing and not get mixed up in these Western woke wankers bullshit and stay away from it. I would hope.
First off, when it comes to that, Hiro Mashima, he's definitely not going to allow that, because if you actually read the manga or you even watch the anime, there are plenty of moments where he's trying to hint at like some perverted stuff, and he's not going to take that out. I mean, we're talking about a guy who literally made an episode where Lucy and this girl named Michelle were talking about paper and leave underwear, and Gray and Natsu thought about it, and they almost passed out before Lucy had to hit him with the paper fan. He's known to do that, and if they come in and tell him, "Hey, you got to cut that," Hiro Mashima, I bet, will be one of the first 5 guys who make something for him. Be one of the first 5 to say, I'm taking Fairy Tail. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the fear that what's going to happen because of globalization. Let's just go ahead and move into that topic. That some of these anime studios are going to start playing ball with some of the Western ways, because, well, we're going to globalize it. Now it's time to, kind of meet the customer where they are, and yeah, we know that all of these guys in the West, they think differently than we do in the East. And, so we've been hearing, they've been sounding the alarm. Hold on. Let me bring this article up, because we talked about this before. The Sword Art Online director, right? Says Japanese anime has the potential to replace Hollywood, but focusing too much on global appeal could lead to failure. All right.
Yep.
We talked about this. We talked about this at length on the previous video, but let's bring it back, because we're starting to see some of that stuff happening. Kodansha's now, oh yeah, Witch Hat, we got to give the girls their proper due respect, and it's like they've been getting their respect. What are y'all talking about? But now we're getting to that point where, and I asked this question to the group, everybody. I had to ask, what's the biggest problem right now? Is it anime? Is it piracy? Is it censorship? And it seems like it all circles around globalization. The fact that anime is trying to go global instead of just saying, hey, it's Japan, it's all Japan. And, if you want to watch anime, you got to rock with the Japanese culture. And if you don't, that's fine. But we're not doing anything else. We're sticking strictly to Japan. And now we're starting to see the seeds of, problems starting to sprout up because of globalization with the censorship. which to me is going to be the main thing. They're going to start saying, hey, this is uncomfortable for a lot of these Western countries. We need to change this language. We've seen that with the localizers changing language, saying, oh, instead of Merry Christmas, we got to say Happy Holidays. And that's only in the United States. Everybody else, all right, is saying Merry Christmas in their own language. But in the U.S., they said Happy Holidays. Why? Because the U.S. is probably one of the more woke, or the English. Let me say English is probably the most woke. But this is where it's coming to. We're starting to see these major problems coming from globalization. And is there anything good about globalization? Are there good points of it? I would say, yeah, there's going to be some more money. All right. Anime studios will be able to, get some more money for more projects. You can maybe, get into some other, smaller anime title or manga titles that may not have come to the surface. There's going to be more money for some of these creators. All of that is true. But on the back end, there's also the negative side, all right? The knockoff effects that come from, hey, we want to, push this out to the world. Well, the world doesn't understand Japanese culture, so we need to kind of, season it a little differently. And that's the thing that I don't want to see. But let's talk about it. Are there positives? Are there negatives? Which side do you lean on when it comes to the globalization conversation?
It's a very good question. Very, very good question. For me, I lean towards the positivity of other people being able to see the Japanese culture for the beauty that I see it for. So that's something that I benefit from watching Japanese anime, just anime in general. I benefit from the stories. I benefit from knowing that these are stories that could hit anybody at any time. As far as negativity is the expansion of it, the expansion of just American companies trying to take advantage of this culture and trying to benefit and rape that culture for their successions and for their plans. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see them try to change something, because just because the US wants to adapt to certain things doesn't mean that the rest of the world feels that way. And slowly things are kind of changing back. Shoot, lately Disney changed their, whole format of their theme parks to start saying ladies and gentlemen again. You know what I mean?
True.
So things are changing. Things are starting to get back to the way that it used to be. It's just I feel like the Japanese culture just needs to stand its ground. It needs to stay within and just stand its ground and not fold to anybody. Adapt to what we are showing you. You'll learn something. You can still be whoever you are from whatever nation you're from, but you could be able to love what we are portraying and what we're showing to you, because this is our culture. So
okay,
that's just my outlook at it.
No, nothing wrong with that. What you got, Brandon?
Yeah, it needs to stay Japanese. It needs to stay true to what they are. And if everybody else doesn't like it, well, that's just too damn bad. That's how it needs to be. Most of the Western culture has not adhered to that, and we're seeing the results of it, and what's going on in Europe, what's going on here. And fortunately, Japan has not had that to the same extent, but in a way they're being pressured to do that. They've been pressured to do that. It's not quite as bad now, but they still have it, and the simplest way to do it is they need to stay distinctly Japanese. Even if there's fewer of them, that's what they need to do. They can continue to pass down their techniques to the next generation, assuming that there even is. I was reading something that said there's not enough people that are getting into either manga creation or animation or animators to replace the ones that already are there.
Right.
So
that's a fair point. See, again, I go back to the problem with globalization. It's starting to increase the output, right? They want to increase the output of anime and manga, and we want to get it all over the world. So we need more. We need more of it. But a couple of things happens. One, you lose the quality. It's maybe not as good as it could have been. But then number two, some of these guys are being ran ragged. Like some of these artists and these animators, man, they are being ran into the absolute ground by these companies. And so what ends up happening is we're trying to meet this global demand for our product. We're pushing it out there, but we're running these guys to the ground, and we're scaring off the future talent. because they're like, oh, hell no, I ain't going into anime now, man. You see what they're doing? I got a buddy that does this, and man, he is absolutely thrashed every night I see him. There's no way in hell. And so you're starting it. These knockoff effects are what is bad about globalization. You know, instead of it being a pure art form and people loving it, just like Name always says, for the love of the game, it's like, well, shit, I don't love the game that much. You know, I think I'm gonna find something else to do with my life instead of. We have heard horror stories, man. Absolute horror stories when it comes to this, you know, some of the mangakas here. Brandon, what you sharing with us right now, man? What is this?
I need to go to bed. I've been up way too long, but this is my guest for this Saturday, Rhetorical Thrill. She is she's a secret otaku, but what she does on her channel, she is watching movies that she's never seen, and the amount of movies that she has never seen is absolutely astounding. I am a sheltered person. And I've seen almost all of these, whereas she has not. So she just recently watched Up in Smoke. Olympus Has Fallen.
Okay.
Maverick.
She's never seen Maverick. Maverick is a classic, man.
Or Rush Hour.
Yeah.
What?
Or The Replacements. Toy Soldiers.
Oh, God.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Damn.
Horrible
Probably
Bosses.
having a blast. Okay.
Anyways, I had her on years ago when the original Mario Brothers came out. She's a blast. She's a fun person, but she's a secret otaku. So she's going to be my guest this Saturday, and we're going to have a lot of fun giving recommendations and seeing what she's been watching. And she told me she's been watching Don. So yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's going to be
all right,
fun.
everybody. Dragon Master Zero put it out there. Get over there, sub to Brandon the Anime Guy. If you have not already done so, he's going to be on Saturday at, 7 a.m. Pacific?
Yeah, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. for the East Coasters, and it's 8 o'clock for me. So
nice.
Yes.
Brandon, always a pleasure, sir.
Thank you
for coming through on
Good
Anime
seeing
Night.
you again, Brandon.
Yes.
You.
Angel, good to see you. Stacy, Name, Derek, thank you very much. And remember, everybody, watch that anime. Get your list together. Watch it. You need what excuse do you have? I'm watching 14 shows in a season. I started 40 in a season. If I can do it, you can do it too. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.
See you later, Brandon.
Alpha Omega, why do you think so many of the Japanese greats in gaming are either quitting or retiring lately, like Katsuhiro Harada, ESG, DI demands, and censorship? Well, again, this is what happens when you go global. When you go global and when you are trying to sell to a global audience, you're going to start having to cater what you're doing to that global audience. Okay. And the global audience may not agree with, oh, they got anime titties every 5 minutes, just a lot of fan service going on. Oh, we don't like that. You guys got to tone all of that down. We like everything else about it, but we don't like these bouncing, juggly titties. Oh, okay. Well, that's the problem. We do. All right. The anime fans and the folks in Japan, they have zero problem with that. They don't have the same hangups we have. And so, yeah, that's what ends up happening. Everybody starts dipping out. Okay. The games, the animation, all of that stuff is getting censored because Japan is trying to sell to a global audience. And look, I don't blame Japan for trying to sell to a global audience. They have a product that people are hungry for. If you had a product that everybody was hungry for, what would you try to do? You would try to make more of it. All right. We got to, boost up our economy. Our economy, a lot of the Japanese economy right now is what? It's tourism. All right. People are going over to Japan in droves, man. The tourism is off the charts. Tourism, and a lot of Japanese, citizens don't like it. They're like, man, all these damn Americans, and it's really the Chinese people. It's really the Chinese.
No. DA. It is actually a mix of both American and Chinese. The thing is, it's like a 2-to-1 on both. You will get two good tourist groups from both from America. I don't know about China, but you'll get two groups of Americans who actually know that, they got some sense. They know how to conduct themselves. They know how to basically say, hey, we want to be here. We want to be accepted. We want to keep coming back. It's those one assholes that we got to deal with. Kind of like one guy right now who's getting ran to Korean prison. And guess what? Yeah. That's 6 months of his life, possibly up to 3 years. I'll be like, hey, it sounds like it's a good day.
Look, Georgia
Johnny
Girl,
Camoli,
they didn't
Manga.
need to change the formula. They are already selling. You're right, Georgia Girl.
Yeah.
They don't need to change. But the problem that we're seeing is they think they need to change.
Yeah,
even though they don't.
It goes back.
They think
it
they
goes
do.
back to like the title in the article. You can replace Hollywood. You have the potential. So why are you still playing ball with it? Like it's like you said, DA. They just keep throwing lifelines to Hollywood, like the Duffer Brothers, like J.J. Abrams. Like why are you working with those guys? Like they're out on the way out, and now like you're keeping Hollywood relevant by continuing to make deals with them. And I understand, like they have the money, but like you weren't here when I said this, but like we talked about like we went back to like the mangakas like in independent like groups getting support from directly from the fans. Like it's gonna hurt for a little while if you pull the plug on like these big like donors, but like the fans will come through. Like I believe that like the fans will support you, and I think like like the good to globalization is that like a kid's gonna grow up in the world where he's not gonna get bullied for watching anime, because it wasn't always the cool thing to watch anime or like read comics or whatever. Like being a nerd or being a geek was like looked down upon. Like you weren't cool. That's like true. You had to hide it, and like now it's like really socially acceptable for better for worse. So like in that sense, like I think it's cool that more people are accepting and like seeing that these things are actually cool. But like we're talking about like the bad things is like you guys are you're gonna start to get to like people who want to control the narrative,
right?
Like who want to change things, like affect the way the manga, and manga's like really big on its own, but I feel like anime hits like more people because like you don't have to do the work of like sitting down to read. So like I feel like there's a big audience and like a separate audience for that's gonna get affected because they're not gonna go back and read the manga or like engage with original source material. So what they see in the anime is what they get, and there are people who are interested in controlling that. We're seeing this with the dubs. JJK is trying. They're trying to gaslight you into thinking that Kirara is a transgender when it's just a dude that's cross-dressing.
Yep.
That's a big one, and it's the same thing what we were seeing with Marriage Toxin. The dude is cross-dressing, but they're calling him a transgender because that's the message they want to push in the exactly. It's a pawn for them to use instead of a creator's like voice that they want to reach. So it's just like that's the big downside, I feel.
See, the thing is, and I'd hate to say this, if they do try, if Japan does commit, I think they would probably need to see the firsthand effect of it before they go, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, now we see why some of our American fans have basically said, don't do this. They have seen it. We are now seeing it. And now we need to back out quickly. That's if they do commit, that's what needs to happen. They need to see the downfall of it, and then they can back out and change. Hopefully, their time of course correction would be much shorter than what we have to deal with right now. But I think if they do commit, they'll at least see that and go, oh yeah, we got to stop now.
Yeah.
Well,
and just like one more thing, thing. Sorry, like also like.
Well, we're gonna pivot to a related topic to something you were saying. I just don't want to lose the point. But go ahead. What were you about to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say like one more thing. Like you guys were talking about it. Like I really wish, and we discussed it in the chat. I really wish that if they do go global, that they retain the heart of Japan. Like a lot of the shows that come out of it, we fall in love with it because they're written from like a Japanese perspective. Even if it's like has to do with something like fantasy or like European, it's coming from like a Japanese like understanding or like worldview of like those things. And I feel like if they go global, I just hope they don't lose that because I always say Gundam's not as big here as it is in Japan. If they were only thinking about the global like audience, I don't think Gundam would continue, or like if it did, it'd probably be like radically different. I'm seeing people like question like what's going to happen in the Netflix Gundam because that seems to be an international production rather than the Japanese production. So it's just like how much of Japan, how much of like Japan's heart is going to be lost in like this globalization.
Look at this, man.
So, like,
I just said you're giving me perfect segues into the next one because that's exactly what I was about to bring up when it came to Witch Hat Atelier. All right. The creator, Kamone Shirahama, believes that while the manga's global success was unexpected, it's possibly due to drawing with overseas readers in mind. This is exactly what you're talking about. Are these guys going to start drawing not from the Japanese mindset, but they're thinking about other people's mindsets? She says, since I work on American comic projects, I had overseas readers and manga fans in mind from the very beginning as a part of the audience. That may have helped shape the way I thought about the work and its potential reach. You see, this is exactly what you're talking about. So it's not just, okay, I'm making something for the Japanese audience. It's strictly for my home turf. No, she's thinking about oh, I got to think about Americans. I got to think about what will Americans want to read. And so it's shaping the way that she's working on this project from the very beginning. And this is what we've been saying, that these people are going to start change, like the mangakas, they're going to start changing up the work to be less Japanese, which is not what we want. We want it to be more Japanese. We want them to lean into Japan. It's like, nah, man, I got enough American crap with Marvel and DC and everything else. I don't need this to be American. I need this to be Japanese. But she's already thinking overseas readers. And I think, again, this is part of the problem with globalization, is that we're going to get less Japan from all of this, you know? And it's kind of frustrating because it's like, we want to just enjoy the work. And listen, I think Witch Hat Atelier is a good, I'm liking it so far. I don't hate it. You know, really, it's like, I like the story. I don't think it's meant for me, but I'm still enjoying the story for what it is. But it's obvious that this lady is, you know, part of the global mindset now. She's interviewing with the UN. All right. Oh, women aren't getting, this is a good thing. Women are getting the opportunities and this and that. Like, so she's already locked in on that, you know. And again, I don't mind the story, but you can kind of see where her mindset is. And this is the problem. Go ahead.
See, it goes back to, once again, who's talking to these people. Because when you have people who are just like gaslighting them, they're going to believe anything and everything they're told. Instead of actually,
I mean, she's saying that she's saying that I thought about this work from the very beginning. She had manga fans and overseas readers in mind from the beginning as a part of the audience. So she's not just writing this for Japan. That's the problem I got. I'm not trying to cut you off and say it's different, but that's the understanding I'm getting out of this. It's not necessarily like the interviewer is making her say something. She is saying from the very beginning of the project, she was thinking overseas audiences. And it's like, why are you thinking about that? You know what I'm saying, Stacey?
Yeah, I get it. And what we all agree, we're on the same page. She needs to worry about basically home first. And then once that's shored up, send it out around the world. And you just said it yourself. We love it as it is. We love it as it is. There's no need to change. There's none. So I think, like I said, she like you said, she's had this in her mindset possibly from day one. That's still telling me that she was talking to somebody who put that in her head before she made this. Somebody had to put it there.
Yeah. Somebody put this in her mind that, oh, you might want to think about the overseas global audience. And this is the reason why. And now she's saying that the success is because she thought of the global overseas audience. So see, again, another young mangaka comes along. They see this and they're like, so this is how I need to move next. All right. So the next stage is I need to start doing like Kamoni Shirahama. I got to start thinking of the global audience because anime is going global. And that's what I'm saying. The problem is for me, you know, and I think it's going to be ultimately the problem again that my dude, oh God, where is he at? The Sword Art Online, Tomohiko Ito. All right. Focusing too much on global appeal. All right. They thinking about the global. They're focusing too much on it instead of just thinking about just make it for Japanese people and those who rock with it. And that's that, you know?
Exactly.
Name, what is your thoughts on it? And then we're going to go to Angel.
Bro, it's like you said, like, just make it for the Japanese people. Like, Demon Slayer was originally made for Japanese people. Like, that is a very Japanese thing. Like, it is, the global appeal is because, like, you know, the idea of, like, good versus evil, you know, just, like, cool people, like, you know, cool swords, like, cool powers, like, killing demons, that's, like, it's a universal thing. But also, like, there's so many, like, Japanese influence. Like, it's in the Taisho era, you know, they're talking about, like, all these, like, customs and traditions and stuff. And that's just that's just the big example. Like, an anime that coming out this season, or Akane Banashi, that's about Japanese poetry. Like, it's like very, it's like, you know, it's not niche per se, but it's like, it's not something that would appeal, like, globally. It's something that's made for them. It's something that resonates with them. And then, like, you know, if it resonates with us, that's a bonus. But your first audience should be the Japanese. And I can't bring it back to Gundam, but I feel like Gundam is such a unique thing that I don't know if I can say it only could come from Japan, but I think because it came from Japan, because they, you know, they had like that tragedy of the bombing, the nuclear bombing, but they also committed atrocities themselves in Pearl Harbor and, like, you know, all the other stuff. it's
Right.
because of that they can have the unique perspective to criticize both people. Because like in Gundam, like, you know, in the beginning it's like very like, it kind of feels a little straightforward, like, you know, oh, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. But the more you watch, the more they flesh out the world, you start to see like there's like some fucking scumbags on like every side. And it just like, I feel like Gundam is like one of the best like anti-war pieces because it doesn't shy away from anything. It shows you the ugly sides of like each, like, you know, side, like
Of everything.
And in the second season, like, you know, the guys who are the good guys in the first season, like you show like you can see, it shows you like how the power gets to their head, like what controls get, like, you know, does to them, like what it means to be like, you know, the Victor Reitman story. You see like how many like war crimes they start to cover up. Like I feel like because Japan was on both sides of the spectrum, that they committed these crimes, but they also were victim of crimes. They were able to write that. Like, I don't know if the U.S. could do that because although we had like the Pearl Harbor bombing, like we ultimately won the war. So like, I don't know if we like Gundam could have been something that would have come out of us, and if that kind of message, the anti-war message, would have been relayed as well. So you know,
probably not. No, probably not. Again, it's like you said, they are in a unique position where it's been atrocities committed by them and committed against them. You know, and so being in that position, you have a different perspective of the world. And that's how you create some of the best art, is because you have a perspective that nobody else has. You know, and again, Japan as a culture, as a society, has a perspective that nobody else has. And they've been able to parlay that into great success with anime. So why break that? Why break the mold? Why go against that?
Yeah, to sum it up, you make something for everyone, you make something for no one.
Bingo. But now I'm starting to wonder when it comes to Witch Hat, because it seems like their fandom, it seems like the Witch Hat fandom, Name already knows where I'm going with it, man. He already knows where I'm going with it. Is Witch Hat about to be a part of the culture war? All right.
Are we gonna start calling it? We're gonna start calling it Witch Hat Atelier, bro.
Man, we about to. So this person right here, Allison Perry, said, "Oh, so I'm not allowed to enjoy Harry Potter anymore because JKR is a TERF? Well, what am I supposed to do instead? Oh, Witch Hat Atelier. So now this is a pawn in the culture war. Now people are going to start saying, oh, don't watch or don't read Harry Potter. Don't watch Harry Potter. It's all about the Witch Hat. And it's kind of like, golly, man, this is where we're going now, man. This is a pawn in the culture war at this point. And they're going to start doing this shit. It's fucking frustrating to see this shit, man.
It's not even surprising to me because I just, like I said, I showed you the manga earlier when Rising of the Shield Hero first came out. That was part of the culture war. That got dragged into the culture war because of a guy named Vic Mignogna who basically was in the Rising of the Shield Hero's shoes. And that and for the longest time, people were dogging that until some people like me said, no, I'm actually going to watch the anime. I'm going to read the books. And now guess what? We're already up to season 5. So this is going to have one hell of a boomerang effect, just like everything else.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Me,
where were you about?
As a casual anime head, like somebody that's just coming into this. Excuse my language, but this is freaking annoying. This is really annoying. I feel like I cannot find a refuge anywhere where I could just be entertained without politics coming into it. And it's like, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of everything has to be viewed in the aspect of what political party you're with. And I just missed the
You best start believing in a culture war. You're in one.
But I missed the days that we didn't know who you voted for. We didn't know what your party was. We didn't care. We just cared about your opinion about the show. That's it.
Right.
And I'm just tired. Like this agitates me now. And it's like I really enjoyed this show. I truly enjoy watching it. I like the story so far. I don't see anything political in it that people are trying to value for themselves so they can feel good about their war. I don't see that. People are going to find anything in something in anything. That's just my thing. They will find it, Angel. They will find anything that they want to find, and
it's not even find it. They will put it there themselves.
I'm just
They'll
tired.
squint sideways. Hey man, if you turn it like this, it's like it's all about like female this or that. Or if you turn it this way, it's all about transgender rights. So all you got to do is just look at it through this kind of lens, and then that's what they're going to talk about. So I have a feeling that this Witch Hat Atelier fandom, I've never heard of it until it was coming out as a manga. I didn't hear nothing about the manga. Apparently the manga's been going on for years. Heard nothing about it, but and then cats in the chat are saying, "Oh, she's woke. She's a feminist. She's Anita Sarkeesian." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Again,
Bro,
I had no clue. I had no clue about who this woman was. But if that's who she is, if she is their champion, oh, then yeah, they're about to make Witch Hat Atelier some. And look, it was kind of funny because when I did go to the Crunchyroll anime nights to see the movie and everything. Man, everybody loved it. This was the one that everybody was rocking with. And when it was over, a lot of people left. Like they showed it, and then as soon as it was done, all right, that's it. We came to see what we came to see. They after them 2 episodes, they shot out of there. And there was a lot of pink hair, blue hair, people with weird colors and cuts. And so that's their fan base. Yeah. So yeah, this is going to become a problem. I guarantee it, man.
You know, you can see how like ideologically captured this person is because they had to censor out Harry Potter. I'm like, bro, just say it. It's like you already have most of the letters. And you know, it's like Angel said, I'm tired of this, bro. It's like, and we talked about what's the worst fandom earlier. Like it's a competition between My Hero Academia, Gachiakuta, and like Witch Hat Atelier. It's like, you know, we can't go anywhere without like having to engage with the culture war. Like we talked about, a lot of people they switched over to anime because they're tired of the politics, they're tired of the ideology and like Hollywood. And then now like that's coming to their doorstep. And like Angel said, I'm kind of tired of engaging in it. Like I know like we kind of have no choice because like this is important stuff and we have to stop it before it gets out of hand. But it's also like, dude, I have to deal with this on the Hollywood front. Now I have to deal with it like, you know, in my like own little like, you know, what I thought was like fun. It's like, you know, like
I just want to have fun. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what your politics are. Can we keep the politics out? That's all I ask.
Like Angel and DA said, like, I'm really trying to judge this show on its own merits. Like it's you know, on the story, the characters, like you know, all of that. But like this stuff really makes it hard because it's just like, you know, like you said, it's in the back of your head. It's like, you know, am I being like manipulated? Because like, you know, like you said, like she has a global agenda. So it's like, is this like, you know, is there going to be something down the line? Like you said, like this is the little bait to get you in before like they pull the rug out from under you. It's like, oh, you got, it's like, it's kind of like Endgame. It's like, you know, oh, you have all this good stuff. Oh, actually, you got to watch Captain Marvel to understand Endgame. Like, are we going to get something like that? It's like, oh, actually, to better understand my manga, you're going to have to like start like, you know, listening to like all of these like themes and stuff. And it's like, dude, I just want to enjoy the story for what it is, man. It's like,
Mob. I'm gonna be honest, Mob. This is one of the first problems I had with this shit. I said, real men become wizards and warlocks, not witches. And I was just like, when they was calling bro a witch, I'm like, wait a minute, huh? He's not a witch. He's a warlock or he's a wizard or some shit. Why are they calling this dude a witch? That was the first problem I had with this shit.
Oh, no.
He's a what? Bruh. I'm telling you. Yeah, I know. I Mob, I'm telling you, bro. That was, I was like, huh? What? All right, I'ma just let it go. But look at how this person is talking, right? Lock and reply. Once they start locking replies, all right. Once they stop locking replies right here, all right, that's how you know they fucked up and it was all over with. The weirdos are starting to roll in. No, the weirdo rolled in as soon as you typed up this shit. That's when they are responding to your weird ass. All right, because the weirdos was already here and with you. All right, you started the weirdness since like names like why are you censoring Harry Potter?
I'm tired, boss.
These people, man?
I'm tired,
boss. Yeah, so here we are. All right, Witch Hat Atelier. A lot of people are looking forward to it. I saw the first 3 episodes. It's fine. It's not my time. It's not really for me. I can tell you right now, it's not what I normally would watch, but I'm fine with the series. It's not my favorite thing to watch, but I'm fine with the series. It's fine. All right. But seeing how this fandom is moving, seeing how the author is talking, I'm like, okay, I can already see myself not rocking with this for very long.
Maybe maybe you're right. Maybe Demons of the Shadow Realm was the move. Maybe you were onto something.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be casually just watching something to enjoy. I still enjoy the story. The story is still fine to me. I don't know if you seen episode 4. Like that episode 4 is pretty good. Like it's going somewhere.
I'm fine with it, but it's
the fandom themselves.
I don't care about the fans. I don't care. You know, people are gonna, like I said, when it comes to, like, let's say perfect example with the Michael Jackson fans. Like, you got people that love everything that he did, but then you have people that like it, but want to know about the controversy. So you have those people that always want to side on different ends in regards to what they like. And like we said before, people are going to look for what they want to look for. I don't care. I'm looking for a decent story just to enjoy and be entertained. That's all I want to do right now is be entertained. I want to come home from a long day, not care about what I heard in the world, not trying to duck and dodge whoever I'm working for, because politically you can't say certain things at work or talk to people about these things. I just want to enjoy something. Exactly. Why can't we do that? And that's what I found in anime.
That's what I want.
But to hear this getting tainted is just crazy to me. It's like, yo, come on. Now it's like anime now is starting to get bed bugs, and I don't want bed bugs. I don't want to start.
Well, again, man, that's what happens. And again, let me recircle this back to the whole globalization conversation. That's what happens when something goes global. All right. The more popular something becomes, that's when all the tourists come in. And then the tourists like, oh, I demand that you make this for me. I need to feel comfortable with this now. And it's like, well, you could just go back to whatever the fuck it was you was doing. You don't have to like this. All right. This is for us. We're fine with it the way it is, you know, but because it's global, they want to appease the global audience because they want to create more customers. They want to start catching kids at a young age, and they want to be able to sell this to them for the rest of their lives. Next 30, 40 years. You catch somebody at the age of 10, you got a customer for 40 years, and he's going to keep on coming back again and again and again. So that's what anime is trying to do right now. They're trying to catch youngsters. Oh, but, you know, we got to make sure that we make it for this community or this culture or this. And so that's why they're stepping away. You know, this chick is talking about, oh, I had an overseas audience in mind. It's like, well, why you got an overseas audience in mind? Well, the reality is there's more people overseas than there are in Japan. I mean, look, Japan, nice sized country and everything. It ain't as big as the U.S. and England and France.
You're talking about like, and you factor in the declining birth rates too. Like, you know, they probably don't. They have like less of a new generation to like make content for. So it's just like, unless they start ramping that up, it's like, who are they making?
So if you want to start, exactly, name. If you want to keep in business, unless the Japanese are having a lot of kids, you know, these guys are thinking, I need to start finding the audience that's out there, not the audience I want to exist, but the audience that actually does exist. And so they're going to start catering to the overseas crowd, which again, we don't want, but it's kind of hard to argue against them because, you know, that's where the money is at. Bro, but I still argue because I feel like you need to stay true to the game, you know?
Bro, imagine you're watching like the final episode of Witch Hat Atelier and the villain's doing like a monologue and he says like, this land was promised to me 3,000 years ago.
Oh God.
Hey, for legal reasons, that's a joke. Don't bomb my house, bro.
Crazy. I don't know, yo. Right, hear what DA is talking about. I need to go to Japan and help populate that nation. I'm just saying.
Man, Angel, I'll catch
I heard they're paying pretty well out there right now too. So
Angel, I will catch the next flight to New York, pick you up, bro. We can head over there tomorrow.
Let's go, passport bros.
Man, look. Speaking of people, I don't know, man. The fandom is kind of getting crazy right now. Did you guys see this shit?
Oh, I seen that post.
Oh my God.
Like DMX would say, that's your man's in them. That's your man.
This guy, this is Logan Paul. For those of you guys who don't know who Logan Paul is, he's that kind of person you cannot, you love to hate him. Let's put it that way. You love to hate him. Well, and Tony is like, well, what is Logan Paul doing here? Let me show you why Logan Paul is on here. Let me just kind of jump to this and then we'll jump to the video. Logan Paul's 550,000 One Piece and Dragon Ball manga purchase leaves fans furious. So he went out and he spent $550,000 on a One Piece and Dragon Ball manga. You can see him right there. All right, it posed up with him. All right, they got the little scores on. I guess the One Piece got a 9.0. The Dragon Ball got a 9.2, and he's look at him. He's proud as punch, man. He's holding it out there. He's feeling good about himself. All right, and then we got this video where apparently he don't know the name of damn Luffy, man. He calls him Luffy D Monkey.
It was great.
Luffy D Monkey. Shout out Luffy.
Monkey D Luffy.
What?
Monkey D Luffy.
It's Monkey D Luffy.
It was great.
Luffy D.
Like, fuck.
Okay, can I get a pair of brass knuckles just to punch this guy at least once, please? I like. Here's the thing. I watch professional wrestling. He's in professional wrestling, dude. I watch it just so that way I can see him get his ass kicked. I don't care if it's fake. I just love to watch him get his ass kicked. And I can't stand this kind of guy. I seriously can't.
I mean, he wanted to buy into something he thought was popular. He probably has never heard or watched or read One Piece ever. To call him Luffy D Monkey?
Wait a minute, isn't he involved in a Bitcoin scam right now? Isn't he involved in that?
I don't know. I don't keep up with the life of Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, or any of them Pauls. I watched Jake Paul get his ass kicked in a boxing match and he had his whole jaw broke up. That's the only time I even gave a damn about it. Yeah,
jaw broke in 3 places.
That was a beautiful thing, man. But yeah, this guy says, "Get this LARPer out of here." And he's not wrong, because now he owns the most expensive One Piece. I forgot what they said. They said it right here. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it says here, Logan Paul has stepped into the manga collecting world, but his purchase of One Piece and Dragon Ball chapters have already sparked backlash from the fans. On April 22nd, the YouTuber revealed he spent a record $550,000 on ultra rare graded copies of the very first chapters of One Piece and Dragon Ball. Both are among the most iconic manga series ever produced, with One Piece alone surpassing 600 million copies sold worldwide. Sharing the news online, Paul wrote, "Proud owner of the greatest mangas in the world, in my opinion." Well, what opinion could you possibly have when you don't even know the name of the fucking character? It's not Luffy D Monkey, but it's Monkey D Luffy. But I'm a proud owner of the greatest manga. It's because somebody told him that. So yeah, we got this is a big issue. Tourism, man. The tourism that we get out of this shit is a big fucking problem. Name, how you feeling about this, man? You excited?
It's like we were saying. It's like we were saying in the chat, bro. Like, these people, they come into like this space and they're not trying to engage with anime as an art. They're trying to engage with it as a status symbol. Like, and I'm not saying this is all people, but like, I've seen a huge influx of people who come in. They only watch like the trending anime, and there's no problem with that. Like, everyone's got to start somewhere, but most of the time it feels like it's just something for you to change your profile icon to, or like to put on your story, like, oh, I'm watching this, it's like, and it's like,
it's a photo op. It's a photo op, right?
Exactly. I don't want to keep ragging on like new fans, because like everyone's gonna start somewhere, but like, it's not even like an obscure piece of lore. It's the fucking character's name. Like, they say it over and over again. He says it over and over again. My name is Monkey D. Luffy. I'm going to become king of the pirates, bro. How do you get that wrong? And it's like, look, I don't. It's really. I don't want to kick a man.
It's so embarrassing, man. It's like, what,
dude? I hate kicking a man when it's down, but like, this man makes it hard, because like, he already has like the Japan thing, the Suicide Force thing from like a few years back when I was in high school. Like, that was a whole big thing, and like, he quote unquote apologized and like learned from it, but we don't know, because like he's an influencer and an actor, so like he knows how to put on a face and for the video. But it's just like, dude, it sounds like, and I don't keep up with it like Stacy, but I hear like this guy, like, he has like stream after stream or like controversy like here and there. So it's just like, man, it's like, dude, what are you doing? It's like, you're just running up the prices. Like, we're just talking about it earlier. Like, it's already hard enough for like certain countries or like people to like get access to manga, and like, now if they're gonna start like turning it into like this like investment game where it's just like everyone's just gonna be running up the prices, like, what's manga collecting gonna look like in a few years? Like, is this gonna start being more of like a numbers game rather than like, oh, I like this manga, so I'm gonna buy it? I just hope I don't want to see that, because like, we're seeing it happen to comics, and like, I understand like sometimes you want to preserve it, or like you want to have something like cool, But I feel like these things are meant to be like engaged with and read. Like that's the purpose of like their existence. And just to like seal it away, put it like on the wall, I feel like that's not the purpose of it. You know, maybe like maybe for like preservation in a library or something, or like, you know, in a museum. But
I
like,
mean,
not
again,
for,
like somebody like him owning this, it's again, like you said, it's just a status symbol. You know, it's like he doesn't really care. You know, he doesn't know it enough to he's buying it because it's One Piece. He's not buying it because he loves it. He's buying it's something I heard of. You know, it's a manga I've heard of. It's a, you know, story. A lot of people like One Piece. Let me go ahead and, you know, like what's your name just said, catching the wave. Okay. That's all he care about, man. And it's funny because when you go through here, right? Like he posts this up, a proud owner of the greatest mangas. And I saw Tony already pointed it out. It's manga, all right? It's manga. It's not plural, all right? The way that we do it in the West, all right? You don't add an S on at the end. It's animes and mangas. No, it's manga and it's anime. It's a singular, plural as well. One Piece Chapter 9, second highest grade in existence, Pop 3. So again, that's what he cares about, all right? Oh, it's the second highest grade. You know, it's the first canon appearance for Monkey D. Luffy. So he posted up Monkey D. Luffy in his chat. He probably didn't even write this. All right. His publicist or somebody else wrote this shit because he's the next thing you know, he's calling it Luffy D. Monkey. All right. One Piece is the #1 selling manga in the world, 600 million copies sold. And then he talks about Dragon Ball. The manga journey has begun. And it's like, wait a minute. Your journey didn't already begin? What are you buying this for? Why do you care? Oh, because it's popular. Oh, because it's a photo op. It's an opportunity for you to put yourself out there. All right. And then the first person that comes through is I Show Speed. You don't even know shit about One Piece.
This is coming from the guy who just put him through a table last weekend. Thank you, Speed.
He fucking ratioed his ass too, man, because he got 26 million views and 553,000 likes compared to his 24,000. He fucking ratios this guy. You don't even know shit about One Piece. And that's the truth. And that's the problem. This is, again, a part of the globalization. As these things become more popular, you're going to see more Logan Pauls getting out here and cosplaying as anime fans and manga fans, and they're going to be, oh my God, look how popular. Look, I love this good stuff. He probably has never even read this stuff. These joints are probably, he put them in their boxes. They sitting in a vault somewhere, you know, collecting dust, but, you know, ready to sell when, you know, this shit continues to, you know, he'll probably flip them, sell them for like $1 million or whatever, you know, combined or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, but whatever the next big craze will probably be, he'll flip those in a minute. I guarantee it.
Facts.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, this is, I understand. I truly understand what everybody is saying, but this is artwork. It's a business, yeah. Like people did this with comic books with DC. DC comics get sold all the time to different millionaires over and over. We don't even know the names of them. We don't even know if they like it or not, but we're in awe about the amount that they spent for it. So to me, I'm not tripping because he ain't never going to open it. He's not going to read it.
He's not going to read any of them. He's not going to read.
But it's meant to be.
He's not even a fan of it.
That's why, to me, like I said, I truly understand what everybody is saying. I'm very empathetic to both sides, but to me, it's like this is artwork. Is meant to be sold. It's meant to be traded around
but you know what,
and valued higher and higher eventually. Let me
counter that. Let me counter that real quick. If you bought like a piece of art, all right. If you bought a piece of art, like you go like, all right, man, it's like. You know the value of that work because you are a art aficionado. All right. You're not just buying it because somebody said, hey, man, buy that one. All right. Or maybe you are. But then that's the kind of person you're just like, oh, you're not really like you don't really understand art like that. You just buying it because you know of it. Like if you just bought the Mona Lisa or whatever, you know, you're just buying it because it's famous, but you're not really a real aficionado. You don't really understand why it's great. You don't understand what makes it popular, what makes it great. You're just doing this. And this is where he says his journey has begun. So he's starting at the top because he really don't understand anything else about it. You know, it's like if you were an anime fan, let's say he was like, man, I got a deep anime collection, man, or a manga collection. I got a ton of manga. I've been collecting it for, you know, years upon years upon years. Look at my wall. Look at this. Look at this. And then you come in and say, and look, man, I just scored these 2 pieces. I just scored these 2 pieces of art, you would have more credibility. All right. As a, he just owns them, but he don't understand it, And so that's why anime fans are kind of like, man.
And like I said, I agree with you. It's not that I'm not disagreeing with you. He doesn't understand. But the thing is, and I'm like I said, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to be rude. In the streets, when you flip a brick, you flip a brick. You don't care who you sold it to. You sold it. That's it. You bought it. You sold it. You made your money. It is what it is. Like, that's why, to me, like I said, I'm not tripping. Who out of all of us are going to be able to own that comic for us to say, oh, we love it and we want to keep it and we want to cherish it? Like, let's just be real. Who has the money between all of us?
No, you're right. You're right, man. None of us are going to be able to own it,
but that's what it's meant for these guys that got high value money to be able to buy it and float it around and make it priceless eventually, to the point that we're going to sit there and say, wow, look at the value of this, because we understand what it really means to us. But we're going to see that the value out there is equivalent to what we feel eventually, because other people are seeing it in that light financially. That's just my counter argument.
The problem, no, it's a fair point. And I don't necessarily disagree with you, Angel. I don't disagree with you. But it's how it's hitting the fans. Like, look at this part right here. It says here, the move comes shortly after Paul made headlines for selling his PSA 10 graded Pikachu illustrator card for a record $16.4 million, one of the most expensive trading card sales in the world, while his latest manga haul may be significantly lower than the price of his prized Pokemon card. The reaction from manga fans has been far from positive. So it says, bro hasn't even read or watched a single volume or episode of One Piece, I bet. One user replied. Others were more critical of what his arrival could mean for the space. Absolutely hate that this grifter is trying to invade this space. I think that's the real issue, is that this dude is coming into a space that seems like it's been overpopulated with a lot of people that really aren't fans. They're just kind of like catching a wave, like everybody's been saying. They're just riding a wave. And they don't really care about manga and anime. As soon as something else big comes along, they'll move on to that. And that's what this guy comes off as. All right. That's what this dude comes off as. And it's like, okay, that's the reason why I think people are kind of tired of this shit. It's like, hey, man, can you actually care about the shit that you claim to care about? Or are you just buying it just to just to say, hey, look how good I am, or look how, not virtue signal, that's not the word I'm looking for, but like how important I am that I own this piece of, manga history,
Yeah,
kind of trash,
like Angel said, this is just rich people games. Like, they're playing with money, like I could only dream of having. But also, I agree with you, DA. We always talk about it. Marvel, Star Wars, these were things that meant something to us. And then some people, you saw a lot of it. It got big. A lot of people came in, and for better, and it got fucked up. And now those people have moved on to something else. But the fans of those, now they're dealing with the scraps and the broken pieces, and we can't put that shit back together. They're trying, but it's never gonna be the same, because you fucked it up for everyone. They had a good thing going, and the tourists came, and they started listening to the tourists, and they fucked it up. And that's what people are afraid of, for this one. You see all these these big investors, people who just want to flip stuff. And again, I'm not saying it's gonna do it, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of manga in circulation, but the prices are gonna start to rise eventually. It's just a reaction thing. I already saw it earlier. I was just looking at prices, from a reactionary standpoint. People are really upping the price because they think they can sell to the next Logan Paul. Oh shoot, maybe Aiden Ross is gonna buy, or maybe some big celebrity is gonna want to be interested in purchasing my version of the copy. And it's just again, even though it's this kind of money we can only dream of playing, it has trickle down effects that it's going to impact the industry. Because if we go back to the topic of globalization, these guys they're going to be looking at it as, oh, we can sell our art for that much. They're going to start to do all this variant covers targeting
that's what I'm saying.
Collectors, and it's gonna start they're gonna start pricing out their base consumer, and that's the great fear. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's always a possibility, because you never know what these guys are thinking.
No, you're right. You're 100% right, man. That's again, as somebody that I just watch anime. I don't even read manga that much. I read some mangas, but I don't even read them that much. But as somebody that respects the art form, I just want to see it respected by everybody that's watching. I don't want some like there's some random dude just coming along buying it because it's worth something, you know. And I know that's the thing. I know that happens, but it's like, okay, like somebody had said in the chat, baseball cards. All right. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. It's similar to a baseball card. But like, if you got a Joe DiMaggio rookie card or whatever, I'm just throwing it out there, and you don't know who the fuck Joe DiMaggio is, all right, you're calling them you're not calling them like he said Luffy D Monkey. I'm trying to think, like, you're calling them Bo DiMaggio, or you're giving them some other fucking name. It's like, bro, you don't even know who the fuck that is. It's like, bro, you just lose all immediate respect for that person that owns that. And it's like, it cheapens it in a way. It cheapens it in a way that somebody that doesn't even respect the art form or respect what they own, they don't even know it well enough to call it what it is. All right. That's what I hate. It's like, you don't even know the character well enough to call him by his name. You're calling him something he ain't. And that's what frustrates me. It's like, I would want that piece of memorabilia to be owned by somebody that cares. All right. That's somebody that understands. Oh, damn, I got this particular player, you know, Joe DiMaggio, like, ooh, man, damn, you got him, what? You know, and you know what that means, not just because it's a popular, but because you know who that player is, you know what his stats are, you know what he means to the sport and to the game. That to me is more impressive than, oh, I just own something that, you know, is big, but I don't fucking know what it means. I don't know.
I mean,
what is this good? Is it good? All right, y'all say it's good. All right, I guess it's good. You know,
I agree,
and it's like, come on, man, really?
But we live in a world now that these kids value things in regards to financially. Everything is valued financially. Like coming from New York City, you know what I'm saying? Like back in my days, and I remember when I was younger, like we couldn't afford a lot of things, for, you know, clothing wise. If you did in New York, if your outfit was not at least in that time worth at least $500, you were considered broke. You were looked at as a broke kid because you did not have a $500 outfit just to be sporting it, to sport it. And think about it. Like, remember back in the days how Jordans were. Jordans were the most popular things. Everybody was out there at 3 a.m, 4 a.m buying Jordans. Now you walk outside, you literally will find a commoner that just came from Africa rocking a pair of number 12 Jordans like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like now Jordans are just like a pair of Keds now. Like it depreciated in value. And this is what I'm saying. Like, to me, artwork is going to be artwork. It's going to either be valuable, it's not going to be valuable. But I appreciate the fact that at least the value is increasing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like with your example with Joe DiMaggio. Over the years, people are not going to know who the hell Joe DiMaggio is, but they're going to know his car was worth $3 million. And they're going to know in that society that, hey, if it's worth $3 million, we could be able to up it because we see that it is valuable. So to me, and then with the common people that know about it, we appreciate it. I appreciate it because I'm like, all right, somebody sees that the value is still out there for it. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I see both sides. I see the anger. I feel the anger as well. But I also see the beauty of the fact that people are acknowledging it and they're seeing it and the value is going up. And other people like us are seeing that, don't even know about this person, you know, about Luffy or anything like that. They're like, wow, he just paid 550, K for that. Maybe I need to go read that. Maybe I need to go check that out. Like, it promotes it. It shocks in different ways. So
it's a take. I get you. Yeah. I'm not even taking anything away from it. I think it's a good take. It is true that's how these people look at it, you know.
I know I ain't gonna never afford it. Shit.
All right, guys, we got one more thing to talk about before we get up out of here. I don't know what to make of this name. You're gonna have to help me out, bro. Because we got apparently we got some sort of a countdown going off on Kagurabachi. And we're almost there, right? We're almost there. We're getting closer and closer. A TV anime adaptation currently in production for Kagurabachi, plus an official announcement coming soon. All right. It's based on a dark fantasy action manga. So I guess at some point in time, they put this up. Update from Japan. A new era is about to be carved open. Kagurabachi will be revealing a big announcement on April 27, 2026. All right, this was, a few days back, only 7 days left. So April 27 is Monday. All right, so, this was just a couple of days ago. On Monday, this countdown clock. I don't. Where is this countdown clock at? Because I couldn't find it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This might hit on Sunday if they're going by Japan time. But if it's like Universal time or whatever time those are using, like it might actually hit on Monday. But
hey, DA, what was the time on this post?
This was like on Monday or something. Where is it at? Yeah, Monday, like 2 days ago. So April 20. So
all right,
I don't know where. Yeah,
1:40, 1:48.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it like this. 1:40 a.m. your time would be about 4:40 over here for me. Let's see. I want to say April 27th, somewhere around the 8:30, 9:30 time frame in Japan.
Okay.
So,
I was just looking for the countdown clock. I couldn't find this countdown clock anywhere except for this screenshot. But what do y'all think we get? What do you think it's going to be, man? We have a post right here. Oh wait, I did have a post. I guess I just deleted it. Oh shit, I deleted
Dark Fantasy.
Shit. Oh, there it is. All right. Is a Kagurabachi anime on the way? Special countdown has fans convinced an announcement is imminent. Well, they said an announcement is imminent, so it's not even a question at this point. But name Kagurabachi. You know more than I do.
I don't know. I haven't read it. All I know is like the memes about it, and like I feel like this has to be an anime announcement. There's no way they're hyping this up because the fans can be like, they have really strong opinions. We've seen that with JoJo, and to bring it back to like a similar vein, a few years ago, I don't know if you guys remember this, like Marvel Comics did like a countdown with like a 4 for Spider-Man, and people thought they were announcing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4. And then when they found out it was just a fucking comic written by J.J. Abrams and his son, like they were really disappointed.
Yeah.
But it's like, why? I feel like it has to be an anime or like, some like sort of project, because like, why would you go through all the effort to like advertise it, to like hype it up if it's just going to be like another, like, what's it called? A figure announcement, or like, oh yeah, we're bringing the manga to like other countries, which would be cool. But I don't think that would warrant like this much like hype that they're trying to build. So it probably is an anime. Like maybe we might have a trailer, because if it's airing in 24/7, I don't know when. I don't know if they say exactly when, but they might already have something thrown together for us. Like maybe if they don't have a trailer, like at the very least, they might just give us like a casting announcement. Like, oh, this guy's gonna be playing the main character. This guy, we're gonna have this director on it. We're gonna have like these animators on it. Like some people like care about that stuff, and like, but yeah, it might. We'll keep our eye on it. I'll try to see like if we're gonna get some news on this, but yeah, this manga, man, like again, I don't know anything about it. All I know,
all you know is the memes.
The memes and like the hearsay. I'm hearing like, yo, what's up?
I found the countdown clock for you.
Yo,
what's that?
Nice.
I found the clock for you.
Oh, okay, you got it. Share it.
I'll share right now. Here you go.
But yeah, like if an anime can like surpass the memes and like still be relevant and good, then hopefully this has some guests. Now I don't know if it's
wait, hold up real quick. That's 4 hours.
No, that's
4 days, 5 hours. 4 days, 5 hours. So yeah, that lines up right with Monday. So Monday at what time?
Okay. If I'm taking,
wait. This is for you, Angel, right?
I mean, I just found the website for the clock, so I don't know if it's for me or not. I put the website in the chat for you guys, so you can check it out on your end.
Yeah, it's counting down for. So that'd probably be like 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. for us. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I put the website in there for you guys to check it out, so you can see how it works in your time frame if you want to check it out.
Okay.
It's going to be the same. I just thought about it. It's going to be the same time. Well, nah, this ain't bringing nothing up, Angel.
No, that's why I found it right there.
Why ain't he bringing nothing up?
I don't know.
It just said this. Wait, let me see.
Oh yeah, it came up for me.
Oh, it did. I don't know. Maybe I got to block up. Maybe I. All right.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same time that's listed right there.
But
so
from what I'm seeing,
if my math is right, it's gonna.
From what I'm seeing,
like
and
6 a.m.
basically doing the math, Monday at 8 o'clock. No.
Okay.
Monday 8:00.
Your 8 o'clock your
from what I
time.
can see
Okay.
for me. Yeah. So that would be.
Well, I'll be
like,
interested to see what they do. I'm a probably if it's I might go live if it's if I can figure out. This
Yeah, that's probably what.
Yeah, it might be 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, DA. It might be like 5 a.m. for
That's
us.
probably what.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I look. I've gone live before for like I like what was it, the Superman trailer? I went live for that. I went live for Fantastic Four's trailer. So if it's something interesting, well, we don't know what this is going to be. We don't know what we're getting, But I might go live. I might actually go live. So yeah, it's going to be at 5 a.m. on Monday.
I could probably be there.
Something, and I usually wake up at like 4 o'clock on most days. So I might go live on this.
I could probably make that if you do that, but
okay.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's gonna be as big as like Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, like you said, like you can never fully predict the trends, but people are saying like this is good, and like we saw with Witch Hat Atelier, there are a lot of manga fans, and it seems like it's translating well to like the anime success. This people look everyone within the industry, these guys are like hyping this thing up as like the face of the next generation of like manga, and that's
right.
Like,
that's what you were telling me, that this is big. Yeah. Like I don't know I don't know who this dude is. But you were saying like Kagurabachi is like the next Dragon Ball or something.
Bro, that's what that's what the industry people were saying. Like the people who like serialize, who edit manga, like everyone in the industry has been keeping praise on this one. So like that's their word. Now again, okay. Industry they play ball with one another. It's like it's really hard. It's really rare that you see like industry professionals diss one another or put each other down, because that's like potential like connections and opportunity. But like if they're saying all that, that's a lot of weight, especially saying that it's going to be the face of the next generation. That's a lot. And you had that visual up, I think last week, DA, with like this guy in the front and like all the different protagonists behind him. Like he's got huge shoes to fill.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll check it out. We'll check it out. If I go live, I'll shoot that out there and let everybody know. All right, guys. Early? Yeah, look, man, I get up early, man. I hardly sleep as it is. I probably need to get some more sleep because I'm always up doing something. But look, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. We got one more thing that we got to talk about, and it's not pleasant for me. Okay, it's not pleasant for me at all. Anime fantasy rankings. I am currently getting my ass kicked. All right, you can see the team rankings, guys. The DA is I'm in last place. I'm getting my ass kicked, man. I don't know what happened,
bro. How did Stacy?
What did I do?
Get that lead, bro? Angel was like up for like a few weeks, but Stacy got like this huge lead. That's fucking crazy. That's like
I didn't change my lineup. That's why. I didn't
change mine.
Yeah, Angel. No, that's probably why you guys are losing. Here's the thing: you got to pay attention because the thing is, the more people who view it, the more points your show gets. So
yeah, no, Stacy, it changes every week, because last week it was like I think members watched and like the ratings. This week, like they're factoring in like how many people dropped it. So like a worse performing anime gets like a little bit of a bonus. So like I don't know how it works. It changes like Stacy said, it changes every week. You got to keep track of it.
Points. I dropped 2,200 spots, man. I suck.
Stacy's about to make us. Stacy's about to make us watch something wild, bro. I swear.
Hey! This is the first time I have ever done this in this fantasy league, and I'm like, "Are you?"
So that's Stacy's team right there. All right. So, Wistoria season 2, Dr. Stone. That's Demons of the Shadow Realm. What's
Farming Life in Another World?
Is that Farming Life? Okay.
And yeah, that's Farming Life.
All right, and then Marriage Toxin, which I think Marriage Toxin is actually kind of cool. And then on the bench, you got what's
the Barbarian one.
Oh, the Barbarian and the Princess. Okay.
Yeah, Warrior Princess, and then he has Welcome to Demon School, Iromakun, and he has Liar Game.
See, now the thing was for me when I made this choice, I was kind of thinking the Viking King, the King and the Princess was going to be a sleeper for me. So I was like, I had to put that on my bench. Everything else, I was like, oh yeah, but I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a tip. Every week you're gonna get asked to change your team. Pay attention to both your active and your bench. Whichever one is basically getting the most points, put that in your active. Anything that's getting the least amount of points, put that in your bench, but always have an ace ready that you know for a fact, hey, people will watch this. Like I'll say it like this.
You want me to
Okay.
explain the ace real quick? The ace is like a real it's like a really big point boost, but you have to like understand how to use it. So you can only use your ace on the anime that you think is going to get you the most points for that week. And if you guess wrong, you actually lose points. Like it's a high payoff, but it's also
Shit.
so that's why you have to keep up with the trends, because I was trying to like save my ace to the last minute because like some scores were like fluctuating, and I wasn't able to get it in on time, so I probably lost out on the opportunity. But they say like once an anime passes a certain like watch threshold, like Demons of the Shadow Realm, like you had to have ace that in the first week because now like too many people are watching it, so it's pretty much
everybody's watching it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so
so now it's not.
So like you can't use it no more. So
got you.
um,
Probably
yeah,
should have
that's
threw
a-
that
that's a-
out there at the first chance I got, huh?
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, yeah. So that's that's what's the name?
That's my team.
Yeah, here go Angel's team right here. Some of the same
Wistoria,
folks, all right, Wistoria, Dr.
yep,
Stone,
Wistoria.
Demons of Shadow Realm, Liar Game. I like Liar Game. Liar Game is good. What?
Yeah, see, it's the last one on Angel's active and the last one that's on his bench. I didn't know anything about those, so I didn't pick them. I heard Mao like I said, I didn't pick him, but this is big.
Well, I know what to do next week. Thank you.
Angel, you're welcome, bro. But pay attention to like because here's the funny thing about this. You're given about you're given about like 4 switches throughout the whole damn
you
thing.
get 4 switches for the whole like season, and you only have those 4 unless like in the 10th week they start giving you something called a wild card, and there's like several options. One of them is an extra like switch. But you have to be really like careful about when you switch in and out because you're only limited to 4 throughout the whole season, and they don't refresh.
Yeah.
Or like people will be
Name,
like,
you got stuff up here. I have no clue.
I'm getting my ass kicked because first of all, like some of the anime like they start. What I fucked up was like some of the anime they started like way later, so I had stuff in my active bench that wasn't earning me points because they started like 2 weeks late. So I was just like playing with like a dead show for a few weeks, and like. I picked like shows that I think are gonna hit, but like again, like I think this is very interesting for the channel to have because like we can like track the trends of the anime. Like if there's a banger episode and then like something just like magically shoots up 1 week, that's something for us to like take note and talk about. But like I think it's going like as we thought. Demons of the Shadow Realm is popping off. Marriage Talking is doing pretty good. Wistoria, like the big anime that are usually at the top, usually keep getting like the attention. So,
well, if we're talking about good things going the way we thought, I thought you were going to be on the top of the list. I thought among the 4 of us, you would have been at the top.
Bro, I think in like this first or second week, I was second, and then you guys started catching up. So,
but
I had to switch mine all out, man. I got Wistoria. I pushed Wistoria up. So I did finally switch. I pushed Wistoria up, and I forget what was this? Mari Mashita.
That's Iruma-kun.
Yeah. Welcome to Demon School.
Yeah. I kicked that one out. All right, I kicked that one out, and I put Wistoria in the spot. So hopefully that makes a little bit of a difference. And then I threw Dr. Stone. I think I threw Dr. Stone in as my ace for this week. Crossing my fingers, hoping. Dr. Stone has been really good, man. It's been really, really good.
Dr. Stone has actually been much better than what I thought it is. And from what I've heard, I don't know if there's going to be a part 4. For all I know, this part 3 could probably be the last bit.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the hell out of it, man. But I'm getting y'all can see, man, I am getting my tail kicked right here. I'm all the way down to 8,000. All right. 8,000, man. Now look, that's the rankings. I think if you go to where's it at? I think if you go to the whole group, yeah. So I'm 44% from the top. So I suck. All right. I absolutely suck on this shit, man. But We'll find. Yeah, all right, Angel, laugh now, man. Laugh now, cry later, baby. I'm coming, man. I'm not playing that game here,
Pause
bro.
that one.
I'm
Pause.
coming for. Oh yeah, well, you know, I'm doing both, man. I don't care. I ain't pausing nothing. I ain't pausing nothing.
You better.
Hey,
Hey, you better.
yeah.
You better take a picture of Angel's team now, because from what he said earlier, I think he's got a plan this week.
I treat this like like even when I play real fantasy football, I'm gonna be blunt with you. I don't switch it every week. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you have to ride your team a week or two, you know, through.
Yeah.
And then
that-
like maybe, you know, week 6 or 7, switch it. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Then
fair.
right before the end, switch it again. You know what I mean? Like
And
you
That's
gotta
fair.
figure it right out sometimes.
That is very fair.
Angel brings up a good point, because like you said, like sometimes like an anime has a banger episode, and sometimes like an anime like that's doing good has like a mid or like a shitty episode, and that like really can like change the score. So it's like this really like keeps us on our toes. Like we gotta like, you know, keep track of trends, like, you know, watch the anime, like understand what's going on. So it's not just like, oh, it did good this week, so I'm just gonna switch it when the parameters are like, you know, the situation.
Look how far down I am, y'all. Look how far down I am, man. Like I'm not even like I'm scrolling, and we still in the 7s. Man, fuck this shit. I ain't even gonna keep it's sad. I'm getting towed up, man. This is crazy. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us on Anime Nights, man. It's always a pleasure. Look, Anime Heads is growing. I seen a lot of interest in that last video we put up about Studio Kai. So thank you everybody that went out and watched that and liked it and gave it a review, or not a review, a comment. We will clip some of this up and put that out there. So continue to do that. Watching it, it helps. Trust me and believe me, it helps. You guys can see the work that's being done. We're over 300 subs now. We're streaking towards 500, and when we get to 500, it's going to be giveaway galore. All right, we are going to be giving away shirts. I'm working on a couple. Look, I got a little. I'm not going to bring it up. I got a couple of things that I want to give away. Right next to me. All right, sitting right here. So all of you guys that's here, look, I remember y'all names, man. I know who's here. I know who rocks with me, and I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing some sort of a coin or something, so that way you know that I'm recognizing you as one of the cats that first was here and got Anime Heads off the ground.
Bro, yeah, you
thank
missed it. You missed it earlier, but at the beginning of the stream when you were talking about the coin, someone said put T's based on the Anime Heads coin.
Oh well, shit, man. We might do that. Heads is Anime Heads, and tails is T's face.
You know what would be tight, DA? You should make like a special tier for the people that started. You know what I'm saying? As far as membership, like a particular Godfather like tier, something like that. Like,
yeah, like I said, man, I'm a big believer in my day ones, man. And everybody that's in the chat right now, all 67 of you guys, y'all been rocking with us, man. Make sure you're watching Anime Heads, all right? I know some people like, nah, man, DA, we just like you. Go watch Anime Heads, sub over there, watch the videos, like the videos. Every single like view helps, because it's boosting it up, and now we're finding people. All right, that last video just picked up like 8 new subs off of that last video that I just did, and so it's just going to continue to go. But you guys are the glue. That y'all the ones that do it. It's not me. I make the video, or I just cut the video up and put it out there. But you guys are the ones that do it. So keep doing it. And like I said, I'm gonna come up with a coin. I'm gonna come up with something, man. I'm just trying to think. What can I come up with? What's up, name? Name is saying, yo, bro.
Y'all show DA's son and his nephew some love, bro. They're really real with like the anime reactions. Like, you know, when you watch it, they really give you their honest opinion. You know, they try their best to like show you what it like. You know, some reviewers like they have to block it out for copyright. They're really towing the line for y'all. So like you show them support, you know, engage with them in the comments. They really try to respond, and like they really try to have like discussions. So like, you know, if they ever start streaming, like, you know, pop in, you know, talk to them, like, you know, get the channel going.
I really want to bring them on, but you know, like my son is at work. Like he's literally just either at work or getting off work right now. Like he works late. And so it's kind of hard for him to like jump in here. But yeah, like like you just said, man, like their reactions. Like I'm gonna share this real quick, man, because their reactions are excellent, man. Like this is my son right here and my nephew. All right, look, this thing only got 22 views. All right, we got 66 people in here, man. Everybody, get over there and give this thing a like. But yeah, my son, you can see like he's on the left, and my nephew is on the right. And you know, their view, their reactions, like you can tell just his face.
Yeah, and then like I think like when they're
funny,
doing
man.
their
It's
Kaiju
funny.
8, when they're doing their Kaiju 8 reaction, they're really taking like note of like, you know, how big the box is, because like, you know, you see it with a lot of reviewers, they make their face like the focus, and like they make the anime a really tiny part of the corner. Like, you know, they're really giving it space. Like you can practically watch it with them. Like
That's what he wanted to do. He was trying to make it different than like your typical anime reactions. And you know, he's my son's very engaging. And so I just want to help him out as much as possible. But I also want to deliver something, you know, make sure he's delivering something good. You know, I don't want to just say, hey, like him just because it's we want to earn everything we get, you know. So let me say that. We want to earn everything we get. So at the end of the day, we got stuff coming. Once Anime Heads is big and popping, we got so many plans, man. I talked to my son. I'm probably gonna talk to my son right after this. It's like, all right, man, this is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? And he says, Dad, I got this idea. What do you think about this? And so we want this community, all right, all of us that's here right now, we want this community to blow up, be big. But I really want to recognize those of you that were here from day one. And so I'm coming up with something. I appreciate everybody being here. We are going to make it happen. So keep subscribing, keep watching, keep commenting, keep liking, share the videos, whatever you got to do to help Anime Heads get big. And trust me, you will not be disappointed. All right, guys, we are out of here, man. It is 12:15 in the a.m. out here on the West Coast. I am exhausted. I got to get to sleep. Name, I know you ain't got no channel. Stacy, what you got going on, bro? You got anything coming up on your channel? Shout it out.
Got the next episode of Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. Rams and his party are going to be heading to Rio Vane's castle to save his sister. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that easy. I got the second to last episode of Marvel Cosmic Invasion going up this Saturday. Episode 6 of Trails of Cold Steel. And I'll be right back to my normal grind starting Tuesday.
Nice. Thank you very much. Angel, casual reviewer, man. We know you got a Michael review up. So everybody go over, sub to Angel if you haven't done so already, and go watch his review of Michael. What else you got coming up?
Got my live stream tomorrow with today pretty much with DK Bones and Miss Sparkle. So check that out. I think that's going to be happening about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 9 a.m. West Coast time. But yeah, check that out. And then pretty much the weekend, I'm probably going to be streaming some video games this weekend as well, doing some Arc Raiders and going on the DA's office on Sunday. So yeah, it's going to be a eventful week. Yep. But yeah, like and share that Michael Jackson video. I'm gonna post up another one. I seen something I just they had a drone show on the Chinese Man Theater with Michael Jackson on it. So I'm gonna post that up as well. Dope. I'm just trying to find some good content, things that I think that people would enjoy, to be able to check out. So yeah, just like and share. My numbers is growing up, here and there. But I appreciate everybody that's liking and everybody that's sharing and subbing to my channel. So blessings. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're going to keep building. We're all going to build together. Hey, everybody, thank you very much for hanging out. I'm going to be on tomorrow for the nightcap. It's the solo cap. No Daredevil or none of that nonsense to talk about. It's just me talking about whatever the hell it is I want to talk about tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. Hope y'all join me.
You're going to talk about the Clayface trailer tomorrow?
Oh, yes.
I'm probably going to talk about the Clayface trailer. Yep. I got a lot to talk about. See, what happens is Wednesday used to be normally my day just to make a couple of videos, just to get stuff out. But since we're live streaming, I'm going to make some videos tomorrow. And then Friday, I'm going to pump out more videos. But yeah, we will talk about that Clayface. We will talk about that Clayface trailer for sure. Yeah, don't worry about that, guys.
Oh, did you see the Acme trailer?
Oh, I saw that
yeah.
Talk about that one too. Yeah, I got a couple of things. I got a couple of things I do need to discuss. So we will talk about that. Everybody, thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us on Anime Nights. We are continuing to grow this section of the channel. And again, don't forget to go over to Anime Heads and subscribe. I see right now we're sitting at we're sitting at 312. All right, so 312, which means we're approximately 188 away from 500. That's the magic number. Once we get to 500, the channel's monetized. And once we get monetized, all of this is going to move over there. All right. It's all going to go over to Anime Heads, and my son is going to start his stream. He has a stream that he's going to do. So a lot is going to be happening. It's up to you guys to make that happen. All right. It doesn't happen if you guys don't do your part. So like, subscribe, share, all of that good shit over there on Anime Heads. Like the videos. I'm going to cut a couple of these segments up out of this one. Like and watch those so that'll bring more folks over here. And I really appreciate everything that you guys do. I will see y'all on the next one. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'll see y'all on the DA's office. Videos throughout the week. You guys know how it is. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, shit. You know what? I don't think I did this super chat. Jenna Ortega. That's Marshall J. Says, I'm so shocked Derek never seen Perfect Blue. That's just like saying never seen Beloved Ninja Scroll or Battle Angel Elite. No, it is not. Is that the same? Is that on the same level as Ninja Scroll? Is it?
Bro.
No, I'm sorry, Jenna. I gotta say this. I gotta speak up for DA on this one. That is not the same as never seeing Ninja Scroll, and definitely not the same as never seeing Battle Angel Alita. I've seen both. I'm sorry, Perfect Blue cannot hold a candle to those two. No, I'm sorry.
I didn't think so, man. I listen, man. I've heard of Perfect Blue, but like vaguely, it ain't on the same level as Ninja Scroll. Ninja Scroll is like a whole different beast, man. And then Battle Angel Alita, come on, man.
Battle Angel Alita was basically one of the main anime pillars of the 70s.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Wow.
Look,
Bro,
Marshall
there's so
J,
much
he be trying to pull my chain sometime, bro. It don't
Bro, there's so many great anime out there. Like, we all have our different entry points, and like we're all trying to like work our way into like, finding the good stuff. And DA, he's been stuck on T-bait, so he's got to get through that first.
Man, shut up, bro. You're always trying to push that T-bait on me, man. You can't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
All right, guys. Everybody, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow night on the Nightcap. And yeah, that'll do it. Everybody have a good evening. Enjoy your Thursday, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.